on
Oh, how about
the chat's up.
now? Now it should be live.
Possibly a bit of a delay.
Yeah, I
Says
see it
waiting
now.
for-
Alrighty. I don't know. I don't know if I didn't click the button hard enough, or YouTube just decided to ignore me. But yes,
You only did
hello.
a half click.
Half click, yes. Well, there we are. Now we would here for real, for real. No cap, as the kids say.
We're
On
straight
God.
busting now.
Man, no, but our intros are the best. They're just not random at all.
Yeah, one of these days we'll get like an animation or something.
Nah. It's always the cold openings. Don't say
Yeah.
that, Metal.
Speaking of cold, it's very cold in Canada, and I felt
Yep.
very cold after watching this movie, but they were different types of cold.
Yes, yes.
Cold of the body and cold of the soul.
I definitely didn't feel warm and fuzzy after watching this, and not because of like the good things, because it was so spooky and cool. It's more likely because of how awful this was, and I feel very bad that I watched it.
So if you told me before any Silent Hill films were made and I had like a barometer for their quality, that there would be a month in which a movie about Iron Lung and a movie about Silent Hill 2 would be made, and the better one by exponential factors would be Iron Lung, I would have called you a liar.
Yeah,
I'd be like, what? Iron Lung has like hardly any story. What do you mean? And then Silent Hill 2's got an amazing story. But yeah, it's there's a lot of ways a video game adaptation can go. I think that's the best way to put it.
oh yeah. I don't know how this keeps happening, but I don't know. I feel like in the last couple of months, we're like shoehorned into arcs. I don't know how this happens because this seems to be like a very short video game adaptation arc with Iron Lung and now Silent Hill.
Yeah, that was a fluke of release timing, I suppose. But
Also, I feel
but
like
we did like we stretched the Silent Hill arc from like September till now, kind of. There was a break, but we did a lot of Silent Hill stuff.
we just did a lot of horror stuff recently for some reason.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
I watch a lot of horror movies.
Yeah,
so I find good ones and I recommend them, or at least interesting ones.
yeah, it's quite something. Man, that was a depressing movie to watch, especially after
Yeah.
Iron Lung. Was like Iron Lung wasn't like perfect or anything, but that was like an actual movie that was cool and well made. And well, this
Yeah,
wasn't.
and Iron Lung also like expanded on its source material in a way that gave you a richer story than what is found in the game. And
Yeah.
Return to Silent Hill does the exact opposite to Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, very curious about Iron Lung. I'll probably catch that this Tuesday.
I'd recommend.
You'll enjoy it.
Wait, is it still in theaters? Because at least around me, it was only in theater the one weekend.
It's been
Like,
extended
think
for
it's
1 week.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
I'm
I haven't
sure-
had the chance to see it either. I want to, but unfortunately, the theater that's closest to me isn't playing it, and any other theater is an hour away.
Yeah. That's
That was the weird thing for me because it was playing in the theater that's closest to me that doesn't often have niche things. Oh, where did my screen go? Have I just not touched the mouse in time? Okay, there we go. My monitor went black. But yeah, I was surprised to see it at that theater, and it wasn't playing at any of the Cineplex theaters, which are like the bigger chain, and that surprised me. I was like, huh, okay, but I got to see it with the nice like recliner chairs because they did a thing with all the crappy mall theaters that were in like Toronto and stuff where they just ripped out all the bad seats and then put in nice recliner seats, and now people go to those theaters. So I was like, yeah, that's a good move. Can't
Yeah.
fit as many people in the theater, but I'm willing to bet the crappy mall theaters with like no stadium seating were not packing the thing to the brim very often. So fewer seats that are more comfortable was the move.
Well, Cineplex can afford to do it because they're a virtual monopoly, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not Cineplex though. It's Imagine Cinemas. They used to be like Rainbow theaters. Like it's all the bad ones are now kind of good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's good. That makes me very happy because Cineplex
Yeah,
has been pissing me off for like the last decade.
I saw Return to Silent Hill at a Cineplex theater because Imagine was actually not playing it, and it was less comfortable, and it was a bad experience. But I guess that's the movie's fault, the bad experience part. But
Yeah.
Oh man, so, but we will get a physical and digital release of Iron Lung. Apparently, Markiplier is working on that, so that's very exciting and awesome. I'll definitely grab a physical copy if I can. That would be neat. I think that would be nice. But,
that's good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for Markiplier. I think it's a really cool thing that he's accomplished here.
Oh, absolutely, and it's pretty well made. I enjoyed it.
Small scope too, which is nice for both keeping budget reasonable and I think it's very effective for a horror movie to like. It's almost like a bottle episode of a show where it all kind of takes place in one location, but they do some things with it.
If only that been Iron Lung popcorn buckets. Actually, you could have 3D printed one if you have one, and like certain cinemas. Yeah, well, in certain cinemas, when you brought it, they give you like a free small popcorn if you printed it. So that's a nice little advert that he did there. But I already see where you were segueing into. Because we only got Max here for around an hour, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I think he hates
see how
us
we want to talk about see how we want to talk about Iron Lung so much more because it's a lot more interesting than this fucking excuse my language than this movie.
Oh, you can
allowed to swear here?
Oh, fuck
okay,
yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right, cool. All right.
I actually when after I watched it, I just caught your review of it, and I guess you just literally got sick after you watched it, which I thought was really very funny and fitting after watching this movie because I did.
Well, I'm glad that my sickness and my pain amuses you so much.
Oh, it was
yeah,
amazing.
no, this movie literally gave me COVID. In case any of you didn't see my review, like I swear to God, like if you go to my Twitter, I actually posted a picture of the test that I did. I got COVID from watching Return to Silent Hill. It was that bad.
Wasn't anyone in the theater that had it that gave it to you. It was manifest by the quality of the film.
Yeah.
Well, it might have been the guy that was sitting right in front of me because no joke, when the movie was done, the guy in front of me literally clapped because he enjoyed it. I was like, no, that's the guy. He was the one that had COVID. His brain was scrambled. Otherwise, how could he possibly enjoyed this? Okay. Yep.
There were two other people in the theater that I saw it, and when the tombstone is shown at the end, I burst out laughing, and they both gave me a look.
Yeah.
That might have been Christoph Gans behind you clapping.
Yes, like I'm awesome, yay! I
Maybe.
nailed that.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. I guess because I feel we're like all very much on the same page. I think we can just skip the preamble part. I think we all think this movie sucks and it's bad.
Yes.
Yep.
It's an abomination unto God our Lord. It's definitely the top 10 worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Probably not number one because, I've seen some M. Night Shyamalan movies in my time. Some pretty bad horror movies here or there. But it's up there. Like, I can't remember the last time I saw a movie that literally got everything conceivable wrong. Aside from, the fact that Akira Yamaoka's music was in there, which is always awesome, obviously. And, to Christoph Gans's credit, he does have a pretty decent eye when it comes to framing shots and making some of them look good. Obviously, we all saw the movie. There were some times where it's quite obvious that there was a green screen in the background and it looked really bad. But other times it looked genuinely nice. But everything else, in terms of narrative, in terms of performances, in terms of just everything, the direction was just awful, and the movie sorry, yeah. Well, I don't want to overtake the conversation.
Oh no, it's okay.
It's all good.
We ran.
I mean, it's honestly kind of impressive just how fucking terrible this was. I was bored to tears.
Yeah,
and I'm someone who is pretty warm on the 2006 Silent Hill movie. I think that's a pretty underrated film personally. I mean, we were talking about it before. I think we're all kind of on the same page with that.
Yeah, we generally liked it.
Yeah, and I thought, I mean, you would think given all that he drew from Silent Hill 2 for that film, in terms the surface elements of it, like Pyramid Head and the nurses and all that stuff, you'd think he'd be in his element here. because like now he's actually dealing with the game that where all that stuff comes from, and now he can utilize the psychological subtext that like justifies the presence of those things. But holy shit, I mean, I have no idea what happened. I don't like.
The man doesn't understand subtext. Period.
Yeah, I mean, this solidified my belief that Christoph is much more concerned with the look and feel of Silent Hill rather than the psychological subtext that makes the games work in the first place.
Yeah, and that's why the first movie worked for so many people. Is because the first game is a lot of it was about setting up that unique visual style and making everything feel so alien and creepy that you want to get into. And the story was centered around that feeling. Silent Hill 2 definitely was not. It was, as you said, it was about the subtext. It was about, the slow it's the technical psychological term is anamnesis, but it's the coming to consciousness of what is causing everything to happen around the main character, and then the final realization, and not making everything so goddamn obvious like this movie does, like literally just spelling it out for you. Like, do you guys see that that interview that Ben Affleck and Matt Damon did on the Joe Rogan podcast, where they're talking about like how movies are made nowadays? They have to repeat what the plot is about like 3 or 4 different times in the beginning part of the movie. That's what this movie felt like all the way through. Like, it's it's like this movie's talking down to us like we're fucking stupid. It's like they literally. Why is this so hard for some people to do? There's already been a fantastic Silent Hill movie that was made about 30 years ago. It's called Jacob's Ladder. Yeah. Just do that again. Yeah.
We did an episode
Sorry,
on that
can you
one.
tell how passionate I am?
Good
shit. Can you tell how passionate I am about how mad at this movie made me?
Oh,
that's
I get
one
it.
of the reasons I was hoping you'd be able to make it to this episode. 'Cause I was like,
yeah. I was told I was going to be paid for being re-traumatized. Is that true? No,
yeah, I mean,
I'm already here. No, I'm just joking.
But
I think one more thing to mention before we get into the plot, and unless you guys have additional things to list, one more sort of broad thing is that this apparently was supposed to be a faithful adaptation of the game.
Oh,
which
when's
is
that
laughable.
I'd like to see that movie.
There are things that this movie does that are so core and fundamental in terms of like changing what the original game was about, that the idea that this is anywhere close to a faithful adaptation is just hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I don't know where that claim came from. I mean, this is not the same story as the game.
When I was watching it,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when I was watching it, it just seemed like Christoph Gans watched a playthrough of the game with no sound on and no subtitles. So he didn't actually know the story. He just got a bunch of the visuals. And then maybe looked on Reddit and saw a complaint about Silent Hill 2 that it didn't have enough of the like order lore, like the cult stuff. And was like, okay, so I'm going to use these visuals and then cram a bunch of cult storyline in it that didn't really need to be there and forget all the things that people actually like about Silent Hill 2.
Right.
It's actually kind of just unforgivable to miss the point this hard in this movie, because this is such a well-documented game. Because I went back to like the Silent Hill 2 wiki, or just the Silent Hill wiki in general, and there's like explanation of the character with all the endings and what it might mean. So if you ever need like a refresher, which I do, I played this game like 2 times. I don't know it inside out, so I need to check because I mix things up constantly because of how the game is, right? So if you don't play it like all the time and have like the super understanding, I have to go back and check, which I did. Like it's all there for you to find. It's like one Google away. Like, I don't know how you fuck it up this bad. But hey, I guess we can just jump right into the movie itself. How about we waste the first 10 minutes of this movie with the beginning of this movie? Because it starts with him driving really cool in a awesome Mustang and rock music or something.
With easels and canvases in it because he's an artist.
Yeah, I was like, wow, who's that? When's James coming? I was like, no, that's James. Like, oh, okay, Sure. Why
Yeah, I mean,
not?
if you compare this against the quiet melancholy, the way the original game opened up in the bathroom,
Yeah.
it's you see this and you're just like, what the fuck are we
Yeah.
doing?
I think
He's in a
he's starting
speeding
to smoke.
car, smoking weed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like he lights up a fucking joint too.
And then you also see there's modern smartphones like, oh, you also switched the time frame this is set in. Oh no.
Him
Yeah.
getting signal in Silent Hill infuriated me.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, thanks for reminding me about that. Jeez. Yes, there's static on the radio, yet he can get 5G plus reception in Silent Hill. That makes total sense. So he can call his therapist. That's great. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The addition with the therapist was so cringe.
Yes. Yeah. Why wasn't her name on the frickin' on the grave and Eddie's? That's
Yeah,
what I
and
want to
Eddie's.
know.
Her name is Eddie or Mary, Eddie, Angela, Laura, Pyramid Head, Crane.
Just all the characters and enemies, just all on the tombstone.
Yeah.
I need somebody to do a Photoshop mock-up of that. That would be hilarious.
Well, he almost gets run over by a truck. He sways away, almost runs over Maria, whose luggage is just on the street for some reason, if I remember correctly. It's like, okay. He stops like, oh, sorry about that. And they put all the things back in, opens back up. Then, like, it's so fucking weird. The bus arrives, is clearly about to stop. Maria's like, stop, stop, stop. It's like, he's about to. Like, that's a stop,
Yeah.
clearly.
Right.
We're waiting at the stop.
And then the suitcase opens back up. It's like, oh, that's unfortunate. Let me help this back up. And then she's like, I'll just drive without me. And the bus leaves. It's like, what just happened? What was that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like no bus driver would do that. Like if he saw someone about to board the bus and the suitcase burst open, they wouldn't just be like, "You've got 10 seconds." They'd be like,
He was already honking.
Like,
Like,
okay.
he stops and he's like, hurry up. It's like, bro, you barely stopped. Like, chill out. Clearly, you have like 5 minutes time to let people get on and off the bus wherever you're going.
yeah.
So that was already bizarre.
What this is doing, though, like I guess to just boil it down, is this is the love story of how they
Yeah.
met. That James almost hits her with his car, destroys her luggage, she misses her bus, and then instead of taking his offer to say, "Hey, I'll drive you to where you want to go," she's like, "No, let me go back into Silent Hill," which is apparently the place that you've been trying to escape with the bus.
Yeah. We'll get into this. She's a fucking dumbass in this movie. I'm sorry. So yeah, this is how they meet, which is already different because I'm pretty sure they only have a vacation here normally because that's where the Lakeview Hotel is. But here they live in Silent Hill. I was like, okay, that's already different.
Well, she does. He's, I think.
Well, they
from
move here,
Boston.
right? After this.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
live there. That's what I
eventually
mean.
do, but like, yeah, at the time though that they meet, she lives there and is attempting to leave,
Yes,
and
yeah.
decides, fuck it, we'll just go to the Lakeview Hotel so we can have a video game.
Yeah, and she ominously says, oh, I guess it wasn't meant to be, which in hindsight is like, Jesus Christ, why is this the way any of this went? But yeah, they meet
It's really
and then
confusing if you watch the 2006 Silent Hill film from the same director, and then you look at the town now in the present day, it's supposed to be uninhabitable because of the constant mineral fires that are burning underground.
Yeah.
And there's just like constant toxic fumes. But now Silent Hill is a livable place, and it's just like, what? I'm confused. Where are we in the timeline here?
Yeah, so is the Pyramid Head that was in the 2006 movie James? Like, and he just went back in time 20, like what the, it's so stupid.
Yeah,
Is this a prequel? And
maybe.
like, well, because
makes you
I
wonder.
don't know. I guess, yeah, because I mean, they still use the fires and the ash as the reason for the fog. But James is also Pyramid Head, and we see a thriving Silent Hill where, like, as you mentioned, they're like living together there and stuff prior to it. So either this takes place in a different universe than his previous film, or it's a prequel. Those are the only two options. Oh,
Yeah,
he did not direct Revelation, but Revelation is actually better than this movie.
It is. It is. That movie is amazing. It's one of the worst
hilarious,
movies I've ever seen in my life. But without exaggeration, I get so much entertainment value out of that movie just from laughing at it.
Yeah, it is a so bad it's funny, and it ends with a WWE match between Pyramid Head and Trinity, and I'm not even kidding about that. There's enough there to be like, okay, this is just a ridiculous thing that happened, and it's funny. But Return to Silent Hill it's bad in the way that offends me. I guess is the best way to put it.
I never saw Revelations, but I think I better watch it.
I'm pretty sure I saw that in the cinema with a friend, and I had no idea what was happening.
It is not good, but buckle up because it's a ride.
I'm sure we'll get to that one eventually. Well, so this intro sequence was already a bit bizarre, but hey, we go a bit into the future.
Well, while we're on the opening scene, another matter that piles onto the problems is the color grading. I mean, all the normal stuff is so oversaturated.
Oh yeah,
it's almost like grindhouse saturation. You guys seen Hobo with a Shotgun?
Yeah,
it reminded me of that, where it's like it's so distractingly saturated. They're obviously going for a juxtaposition with the saturated world, and then you go to the depressing blue Silent Hill world and whatever. But it's just way too much, and it adds on to the surreal, on top of the bad acting and the bad writing. and just the stupid shit that's happening.
Yeah,
the saturation just like piles onto it.
Yeah, the first movie, like one thing I'll give the first movie is actually nailed that balance between the real world and the other worlds quite well. Because even with the real world, the way that it didn't look so dreamy and fantasy. Like there was a grit to some of the beautiful scenes where it's like them driving in the car to Silent Hill and it's daytime out, or they're lying in the field, and it was appropriate. But here it just looks like a cartoon.
Yeah.
So
I guess I have some pride in saying that my sister was in the best Silent Hill film.
Oh, for real?
She's one of the nurses.
Oh, cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, shot in Toronto.
I didn't know that. Oh. Canada, land of the cheap for Hollywood. Yeah.
So you want to see James in the bar getting really drunk? Well, unfortunate. We're going to see that now. Because he's getting really plastered in the future after things happened. And it's just really weird. He's there finishing up his last beer, clearly thinking about something, and then the waitress is like, okay, time for you to go. And he's like, okay, yeah, understand. Then he trips by accident, and it's like, oh shit, sorry, nothing happened. Then the security guard was like, okay, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you now. It's like, why?
Yeah. I was just he didn't, Christoph Gans didn't even nail what happens when you're too drunk at a bar. It's like, I mean, like if you made it so that he got up and like was basically saying, no, give me another one. And then they say, no, you got to go, put a hand on him, and he punched a guy, then the bouncer will beat you up.
Yeah.
If you are leaving and saying, yeah, okay, I'll go, and then you stumble, they are expecting that because you are so drunk that they're kicking you out of the bar. And if the bouncer puts hands on you, it will be to guide you out of the bar without tripping and knocking anything over, and then you're good. They might even call you a cab. They don't just start beating the shit out of you because you're too drunk and voluntarily leaving when they ask you to.
Yeah, he grabs him and pushes him against the wall. It was like, what? Oh, Cyrus says, why did you make this movie happen, Metal? That's actually true. I saw in the beginning credits, there was like German things that founded this movie. So now I have Gollum and this on my conscience. Thanks, Germany.
You know, I think I just figured it out. I think the guy that first threw a fist at James after he stumbled was a Silent Hill fan. He said, hey, you don't have a blonde haircut. What the hell is this? And they kicked him out.
Who are you?
You're not my James.
Why are you using so much mousse? He's got like thick, long hair.
That is one of the things that took me out of it right away, was his hair. I was just too distracted by the fact that it wasn't like, why would you're trying to be like you with Maria, for example. That's all like a pretty, I think, detailed recreation of how she looked in the game.
Yeah, close enough.
Why wouldn't you do the same with James? But I that's not a huge deal.
I guess
While we're on the
a tapered side part is too difficult for the hair and makeup team of this film.
yeah, I guess. While we're on the bar scene, and this might be the only time I give this movie any praise, is that there are occasionally there is some interesting cinematography here and there. And one of the shots that stuck out to me was in the bar where he's just sitting against the wall, and then the camera is looking at him, and then in the reflection you can see the bar is actually like bustling with people and it's busy, but like it's all in the reflection, and he is just alone sitting at the table. I'm like, that's actually kind of a cool shot. But then and then the other stupid shit happened in the bar. I'm just like, okay, well, you know, I was just a moment that just stuck out to me. It's like that actually wasn't bad.
Yeah,
The shot.
that's fair,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, they eventually throw him out into the garbage, a classic, and then he gets called by a psychiatrist, like, "Oh, you're drinking again. We made so much progress. You need to get over yourself." And then they hang up. It's like, really, a psychiatrist? We're doing this in a Silent Hill movie, huh? Cool. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
She's like his codec call too. Like it's just like it keeps cutting back to James. Why are you relapsing? James, why are you going
Yeah.
further into your depression?
It's so weird because the way they shot it looks like she's almost not real herself. Like he's getting like fake calls that's not real, but she's real. They're pretty adamant about it later on. It's like, yeah, she's just it's just real. She's like there. It's like, oh, that's cool.
Adds nothing to the film too.
Oh,
including
nothing. It's stupid.
The ending when they try to fake you out possibly 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Then we get our first flashback on about how Maria was the love of his life, and they will marry the. I'll probably wrote Maria in every single one of my notes.
Maria's only when she's sexy.
Yeah. Oh, then that makes my notes even funnier because I wrote Maria and Sexy Maria.
Well, that you have actually nailed the subtext there pretty much with that. I mean that is, I think, the intention of the game.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like-
That's why.
like-
That's why.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying it sounds funny, but like that for people who don't know, that actually does nail it.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we love each other, blah blah blah, and then he goes home, finds the letter that the whole thing, that the game is normally the catalyst to. That's where we start, him having this letter and then go into Silent Hill. But here he's like, I saw this letter, and then he drives all the way to Silent Hill, super drunk, gets on that parking lot and passes out until the next morning. And with that, the first 10 minutes of the movie are over. This is a 90-minute movie, by the way.
Oh,
You
longer.
gotta have him pass out as he pulls into that spot,
Yeah.
the iconic spot, because then he wakes up and it's just like, is he dreaming? Is this real?
Yeah, and you already pointed out, we get like a bit of a wide shot, and you can just see Silent Hill very clearly at this point. It's a bit misty, but there's no fog in this overhead view. It's like, why can't I see Silent Hill from up here? Because in the game,
Yeah.
you can't see shit. It's just a big fog wall, which I think is an important thing to have, that you don't just see it, because it looks nice. It just looks like a nice view. It's like, oh, I kind of want to go there now. This is not what I was. Not what I should think of Silent Hill at this point.
They did nail the set of the like rest stop. Like
Yes.
it does look like almost one for one.
yeah, fair.
and like I'll give them, I guess, a bit of credit for that. And then even the shots that are coming up next of him moving through the forest, it's like beat for beat the cinematography from the PS2 game, because the remake has the like Resident Evil style camera. But
Yeah.
like I said, it does seem like he definitely watched a playthrough of the game at least and tried to recreate some of the camera movements and sets. But yeah,
That's one
we'll
of
get
the
back to the
numerous
story.
tragic things about this film in regard to wasted effort, where like I think there's a lot of decent production design, but there's so many shots in this movie where the set design is so heavily augmented by VFX that it like a lot of it just looks fake. So, and it's almost like you might as well have just done it all against green screen. You know what I mean? Like
You could literally. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, no, I was done. Go ahead.
Okay, well, yeah, just especially in that opening part, there are a couple nice shots where, like, you would hope that he was about to establish a mood where he's just walking down the pathway towards Silent Hill. But in that couple of minutes, there were two shots that were just so jarring. One, like, the most glaring example of him being on a green screen is when he's standing in front of the church where he meets Angela. And then right before he meets Angela, it's like you could see it's like daytime kind of right behind him, right when he's about to walk into the cemetery. And then there's this dividing line of fog and ash that just looks so bad. And it just takes you out of the movie before you can even establish something like a foreboding dread or melancholy or anything. It's so thoughtless.
Yeah. It doesn't happen that you have this nonsense intro of 10 minutes where you're already like, this doesn't feel like a Silent Hill movie right now. What is happening? And then you have these shitty visuals, and it's like, oof.
Yeah, there's so many shots in this movie where you see the character against the background, and it has that sort of, you see that sort of like softness around the edge of like their clothes and hair against the background, where it's just like this looks superimposed, and the lighting looks a little bit off. Where like I don't believe that any of these characters are actually situated in the space they're supposed to be in. It takes you out of it, man. It's a shame.
I just don't understand why we did this intro. It's just such nonsense. Like the start of the game works perfectly for what they're trying to set up. Like you start in the bathroom, he looks inside the mirror wondering what's going on. Then you go outside, he goes to this overview, looks into the fog, and then we get like the narration of the letter, I think, if I recall correctly. Correct me, and any if I'm wrong, because I don't know it all inside out.
I believe so, yes.
But it's basically, it's like, oh, looking towards the town, wondering why he came here, because dead people can't write letters. But he's still wondering, he's like, yeah, maybe something is going on here. Because obviously we played the game. It's like this repressed memory of him killing his wife, right? So he's like, okay, let's go check this out and see what's going on. And now you have like this mystery. So it's like, wait, he's checking out a letter from his dead wife or is a dead loved one. That's interesting. I wonder where this goes. But here in the intro sequence, you already know she's like dead because you've already seen like a flashback where she's like a ghoulish corpse. So you already know it's like, oh no, she's like dead here. Like there's no one living here. I mean, we know this because we played the game, but also when you watch this movie up until this point, you know it's like there's no one going to be there. You already showed me a corpse in the flashback. Well,
and even as we get to the scene with Angela in the game, the performance, and I'm talking about the PS2 game, like while the voice acting is a bit bizarre and otherworldly in a lot of ways, there's this like tangible feeling of uncertainty when James says that like his wife is dead, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to find her, and she's like, isn't she dead? Like, why would she be there? And he's like, I don't know, but I've got to go anyways. I'm not doing the lines perfectly, but you just feel this I guess what word you kind of feel the guilt in his voice and the idea that I don't know why I got this letter, and yeah, it does seem kind of crazy, but I've got to go into this town anyways. And in the movie, the same scene in the graveyard with Angela, she's like getting him to move sandbags to like stop flooding in the graveyard, and she's very clearly acting like a crazy person, very obviously. Whereas the Angela in the game just seems like a frightened teenager who doesn't really know why she's there herself. And the mood that the game establishes is just so infinitely better than what we get in this game during the graveyard scene.
It's restraint. It's restraint. There's little information that's being given, but just enough so that you can pull the audience in and make them wonder about a whole bunch of things and saturate them in the mystery. By contrast, the movie tries to explain way too much up front, and the stuff that they, to the extent that they try to create some sort of mystery, it's more frustrating than it is enticing. That's the problem. And I think one of you said this, to your point, if they just kept it the way that it was, it would have been better. I don't think, if they just did a straight adaptation of the game, not changing anything, it would have been better. It wouldn't have been good because, to the movie's credit, for lack of a better word, you do have to adapt some things when you're going from one medium to the other.
You can't just have him fight through a I don't know, through the streets for an hour or something. You got to do something like to condense that and get the order proper. So yeah, sure.
Exactly. And so I understand to a degree why they would, I don't think they did it well at all, but I understand like why you would want to expand upon the backstory of Mary and James just to fill out the running time. But yeah, the way they did it, they totally messed it up.
Yeah. I mean, she's like a completely different person in this one. There's nothing to do with the game character.
Yeah.
Why
did Maria look the way that she did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not to deliberately jump ahead, but like I think it's because we're on this character thing. I think it's worth mentioning here that the movie does this dumb fucking thing where all these characters are the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And there's a reveal where it's like all their first names are on the tombstone of Mary, like they're all her middle names, and so you're meant to be like, oh, they're all aspects of the one character. That was not in the game. So like in the game, Angela is just this, like it was said, it's just regular person. But in here, Angela looks fucking ghoulish.
Yeah.
Like she looks like a zombie or something. But like they have to make her up that way because they want to distinguish her so much that you can't tell it's actually the same actress playing all the characters. Which, I mean, to her credit, the actress in this movie, she does a good job, I think. Playing such a range of characters. But like on a different layer, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing?
I feel bad
like,
for the actress, man.
Directorially, like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Mm-hmm. Like, I could tell, like, I know for a fact that virtually all the actors in this movie are good actors. Yeah. Like, the guy who plays James, he's actually a great actor. I don't know if any of you ever saw War Horse. That movie came out like 10 years ago, directed by Steven Spielberg. He was great in that.
Yeah.
But it's just, unfortunately, when you have terrible material and you have a director that doesn't understand what he's doing, you can only do so much with that. And I just, throughout this entire movie, I just felt like all these actors were doing the absolute best that they could to scrounge something worthwhile out of the material, but they just couldn't do it. And they, in turn, ended up coming off really, really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
and
felt
they probably, when they got this role, they probably were so confident that this was going to be good that it's like, oh, they bring back the director of the original Silent Hill movie. He did Brotherhood of the Wolf. Like, this guy knows what he's doing, and this material is so good. Like, this is going to be fantastic. And yeah, but like, I guess on the point of focus and the backstory and just adapting the game story instead of trying to throw a bunch of stuff in it. It's the idea that the runtime, especially being like relatively short considering the density of the material, instead of just focusing it on the story that's in the game and condensing it in a way that works, they felt the need to add a bunch of other backstory that did not need to be there for this story. So what you get is a movie that is a very rushed adaptation of Silent Hill 2, and also a completely unrelated backstory about a love story and a cult and rituals and things that just muddy the water, which I just don't understand why they did any of this.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, he does the whole shenanigans with the bathroom, and then just walks down to the church and meets Angela. And I mean, we already kind of talked about her, how she's like behaving a bit crazy. She also tells him to grab one of those sandbags and help. And I was sort of like, wait, what was that for? I don't remember that. And it's like, oh yeah, there's been like rains and now things are flooding. It's like, okay. And they say, like, oh yeah, he asks how this happens. Like, there was like the fires in the summer in the woods, and some of them are still burning. It's all the ash came here, and then came the rains. And the lake in here is flowing over because of that rain, and that means the water is contaminated.
Suicidal ideation, and it's rising, and he needs to pack up the sandbags to try to stop it. It's deep.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Because they say, people don't stick around because the water is contaminated and got into the water treatment plant. I'm pretty sure there's not a single mention of any mine fires in this movie, so I'm not even sure if that's a thing in this weird universe that's been created for this movie, because they talk about
that really distracted me, and only did until I read the Wikipedia article did I realize that Christoph considers this like an anthology kind of thing, where each of the films can be its own. It does with the Silent Hill framework its own thing, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, I had no fucking idea that that's what you were doing. I think the logical conclusion to draw is that if you directed Silent Hill in 2006, I got to assume that you're going to follow the logic that you established. So that really annoyed me.
Yeah.
I was just like distracted the whole time at the very beginning. Like, what the fuck? Where in the timeline is this?
Especially because why bring up the ash as the fog then? Why not just
why
make
bring
it
in
fog in this one?
Yes, and why bring in the cult? What that didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
God, that stupid cult, man.
Again, it's like the old Silent Hill 2 criticism that like it goes back probably 20 years at this point. It's like, yeah, but like what happened to like the cult and everything? Like that's hardly in Silent Hill 2. And the people who understood Silent Hill 2 being like, yeah, it kind of doesn't need to be there for the story that they're telling though. Like the backstory of the cult doesn't have any connection to James or his trauma or Angela or her trauma or Eddie and his.
Mm-hmm.
These are just people who are stuck in Silent Hill dealing with psychological shit. And the story's focused on that. It has nothing to do with the Gillespies, nothing to do with Alessa. Alessa?
Yeah.
Alessa, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Having the cult there completely overrides the emotional core of Silent Hill 2.
Yep.
Which is what makes that game and that story so special in the first place. Having them there just completely takes away from. Sorry, let me step back for a second. Yeah, just by having the cult there and having them be intrinsic to the relationship that James and Mary had takes away from what was the most heart-wrenching element of the game, which is that Mary died from a sickness that it's not clear what it was, whether it was cancer or something else. And instead having it be a product of her taking some sort of, I don't know, alchemical poison from the cult completely overrides that. It completely negates that. And for what? It's a change that didn't need to happen. And the other alternative was obviously so much better. But Christoph Gans didn't seem to understand that. He just wanted to do his own thing. Why? Because he wanted to try and make it more consistent with the first game. But if that's the case, then why are you saying that it's an anthology? It doesn't have any connection.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just
drives me nuts.
only
Not only should the whole cult thing not be there, but I mean, if you're gonna do that, the execution of it is terrible. I mean, it tries to do this Rosemary's Baby thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that, but like it's a movie where they live in an apartment building full of Satanists. And part of the horror is that you eventually realize all these people are Satanists, but they seem like perfectly normal people. Whereas in this, they play it so cartoonishly. Like they're so like weird and evil looking in the performance overtly. And you're just like, okay, these are the creepy people, I guess, that she should be hanging out with. Like they make it so obvious.
It's like San Francisco retread drum circle of hippies or something. It's not at all subtle at all.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, and also if they're not married and like he's just kind of dating her, what bigger red flags do you need than all the things that are happening with the cult? Like, wouldn't you just be like, okay, like maybe I should just date somebody else? Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and if that's what's gonna happen, at least give us a reason why you are so in love with this woman, despite the fact that in the movie you've only known her for a few months and you're not even married to her like you are in the game. Yeah. But they don't even do that. It's just pure love at first sight infatuation, totally not earned. It's just annoying. No chemistry at all between them.
Their love story is I destroyed her suitcase and she's hot.
Yes, literally. Right. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's actually a thing I wanted to point out as well, because I know I laughed about me writing Maria and Sexy Maria. They fucked this one up as well, because the first time you see Mary, she just looks hot. She just looks very attractive. Yes. I was like, oh, is she like supposed to be a bit more reserved? Because like that was like the whole point. They both wanted like just a steady relationship where they love each other and all is great, and then Maria is like the more outward facing Mary.
Sexpot Mary.
Yeah. Exactly. Which
Midriff
right.
and tattoo on the belly.
and at this point, it was like,
Do
I think she actually looks more attractive at the beginning than when she's sexy Maria in this movie, which might also
the wig
looks
isn't
tacky.
fantastic.
The other one.
I think
Which wouldn't
they-
bother me so much because it does have that feeling in the game as well. I feel like she is a bit tacky in attire, but that's in obvious juxtaposition to the fact that I remember I made this joke when I was reviewing the Silent Hill 2 remake that she's got this sort of trad wife outfit, where it's just like this blouse, very like conservatively dressed, like buttoned up all the way to the top, no cleavage.
Hair
Like,
tied back.
yeah, and you that juxtaposes deliberately, harshly with the more promiscuously dressed Maria, but here there's just not enough of a difference between the two. So immediately you get the feeling like, does Christoph even get the symbolism of all this shit, or is he just looking at the costumes and being like, oh, that looks cool?
the answer might shock you.
Dogs are doing stuff.
Talking about missing the point, let's go back to Angela here. If you remember in the game, they have like a conversation where she talks about, oh, I'm looking for my parents, I'm looking around here. There's also no flood or any sandbags or anything. There's a lake in front of the cemetery, I think, but that's about it. There's nothing like flooding or shit like that happening.
Yeah.
This is not here. They just they talk about the rain and the fire, and he's like, oh, I need to find the lady, find my girlfriend or something. And he's like, oh, if you can't find who you will find, you can always come back and find me. I was like, oh, so you're not looking for anyone yourself. So you just skip this very important beat with the conversation, establishing what Angela might be doing here. Also, making, James look much more sympathetic and nice, which is, I guess you could call it a bit of a red herring because he did something horrific at the end of the game, obviously, as you know. But it's kind of important for kind of fooling you as the audience or as the player, I guess, in the game. And it's like, oh, this guy is nice. I wonder what's going on with here. And then you get like the whole revelation later on. You could say, and I've wrote this later on somewhere here as well, this movie is missing the sauce. There's like
No sauce.
No sauce here.
Sauceless.
Completely.
Bare pasta.
Yeah. But yeah, and then he just wanders off to Silent Hill saying, I need to still go. Yeah, psychiatrist call at some point, which is oh wait, no, what the fuck did I write here? That's not a real sentence. Sorry.
He walks into the town, right? And then he starts hearing the radio playing Bach.
Right.
I can't remember what movement or what it was, but is it just me? Or did it feel like this movie had less of Akira Yamaoka's tracks than the other two? And instead, half of it was just this particular track by Bach playing. Because I counted, I think, 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Why? Okay. My all-time favorite soundtrack is the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack. The original one is definitely like right up there in the history of video game soundtracks. Why not utilize it? And not even just Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4, Silent Hill 1. No, all of them. Like, even though, I think the original 4 games had the best music and everything else, but, some of the later Silent Hill games have killer tracks. Why not use them? I don't get it.
I agree. There's too much of a use of that Bach track here. I remember the 2006 movie had a cheeky use of Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire, which I actually liked. But I think it was just that one time in the movie where she wakes up in the diner.
And it was diegetic. It was playing on the jukebox.
Yes, right. It was diegetic, but also thematically relevant, which I really liked. And it was also brief and like sparing in its use. And then the rest of the time, it's just like familiar sort of Silent Hill-y music, which is good. I don't know why the Bach track kept cropping up here. When you've got so much music to work with in regard to the original score, just do that.
He's trying to make it seem more sophisticated than the movie actually is. That's my best guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We also have another flashback here, which at this point I was like, oh god, this is gonna be throughout the movie, and it's gonna be really fucking annoying, and it's gonna re-anchor us into reality a whole lot, and yeah, it's when you start to get close to Silent Hill, normally you let like the mystery creep up, and you I don't know, you get engrossed in the mystery, and you uncover what James is doing, and I don't know, they just keep ripping you out of Silent Hill to show you these flashbacks that say, we love each other so much, woohoo, yay. It's like, okay, I don't know why, but sure, let's go with it for now. And then you get the psychiatrist calls all the time. It's like, why you're ripping me out of the mystery, which isn't really good to begin with in your movie. Like, imagine you walk through Silent Hill 2, and you get calls from some fucker, and it's like, focus up, Jay. Focus, Jay.
Right. That is stupid. I'm gonna push back a little bit here because I could be wrong about this. One of the things that I think, in terms of the structure of the film, I'm not against the idea of him exploring the evil, spooky world, coming across certain visuals, and then being reminded of something, and then using that as a device to cut back to things with Mary. It depends how you do it overall.
Yeah.
Because I think probably the better option is to just be like the game where you are stuck in the spooky world, and then you're meant to piece together what might have been going on between him and Mary, and then like you're not even sure if she's alive or dead or what. Like maybe if you were. Like, I can't remember where in the game it becomes clear that she's been dead the whole time. Like, because
almost immediately.
Is it?
Yeah, in the beginning, he says dead people don't write letters. Yeah.
Mary died 3 years ago. That was like first lines, yep.
Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah. I totally forgot about that. I was wondering, couldn't remember if it played with that mystery of where it's just like, oh, maybe she's alive and he's looking for her, and then a little bit later in, you find out that she's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but the thing is, he knows.
Like, I got this letter from her, even though she's been dead for 3 years. That's kind of the premise. So he's like, what does this mean? Like, is she actually alive? Like, but I need to go into this town to find out because
I misremembered. Fair enough.
Yeah. I think that where the confusion comes from just a little bit is that if you go, the further you go into the game, the timeline of when she dies gets a little bit muddled because he says initially that she died 3 years ago. And then like one of the characters says something that challenges that notion. And then it's like, oh, what the hell's actually going on? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure one of the theories, I don't know if there's like confirmed or not, that he actually has the body in his trunk or something.
He does. Not in the trunk, but in the back seat.
Or the back seat, yeah. So the death actually happened like recently, and he just got here and just repressed the memory or something.
Right.
I remember something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously you probably have to do something like that with the flashbacks. But the thing is, the flashbacks are mostly, we love each other, and then a nosebleed, and it's like, okay, illness, I guess. But still,
I mean, the content of the flashbacks is another thing entirely, and the acting and the writing and everything. But like, just the idea of like him coming across things, and then there's certain things that set off the flashback, where we can organically go into that rather than flashbacks simply being wedged in because this scene ended. Let's stick this in here to provide additional context. Even if if it doesn't fit, you know what I mean? Like I like that he at least comes across things and he's like, oh yeah, I remember that thing back then.
Yeah. Well, he just walks around town, tries to see if there's anyone around. It's like, man, this place is fucked. I guess the town looks all right style wise. It's not awful. Some nice shots. Don't have any problem with that necessarily. There's plenty of other shots that look fake and shit, so I'll give him that. Fair enough. And, we do the radio bit where he finds the radio, and it does the floompings, as it does in the game. And obviously, if you played the game, it's like, oh, now we do the monster bit. But no, it's a random hobo that jump scares him. And I was like, what?
It's so dumb because the
Why?
only reason he's there is to demonstrate the horrific effects of getting touched by the acid. That seems to be like the only fucking
Yeah.
reason he's there. But you don't even need him there to do that. You can have just stuff melting.
Yeah,
Like
which they also
shoot
do.
acid. Yeah. You don't even need the crazy hobo guy. Why the fuck is he there? Who's
Yeah.
he? What? Like, is he like one of the tormented souls that's been lured to Silent Hill? Like, what's his name, Eddie?
Yeah.
Or Angela? Like, what's this hope? What's this guy sleeping here for? Why doesn't he get the fuck out of here?
This is a very good question that I do not have an answer for because he's going to die soon anyway.
I don't think
It feels-
Gustav Hans has an answer.
Yeah. It just feels so artificial. Like they're clearly there just to serve one purpose and then they're gone. Like he doesn't understand. Yeah, like you said, it's the hobo is there just for that reason. Same for Eddie. Like, why is Eddie in this movie? Because he was in the game.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he's only there for one scene and then he's gone.
And I think actually this is why the hobo is in here because he wasn't in the game. Because everyone who played the game was like, oh, this is the part where we get introduced to the monster. But no, little subversion, it's just a hobo. It's like,
We get a
okay.
radio and a 2x4. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're gonna have the hobo there so that we can have some gore and make it scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the weird part is
Right, yeah.
the radio is already doing the noise, the static noise. So the monster should clearly be somewhere in eyesight for James, but it's not. And then he goes to get the call from the psychiatrist again, which she's calling here again. It's like, okay, cool. She basically tells him, oh, you need to come home. There's nothing there for you anymore. But then he runs into Heaven's Night, which is, I guess we're doing this now. It also doesn't look anything like the Heaven's Night in the game. It's like a big club or restaurant or something. It's not like some
It's not a
tiny
strip club
dingy
anymore.
bar.
It's a social club.
Yeah. Which I found pathetic. I was like, this looks shit. I hate that.
Even the micro details of this movie, they somehow managed to mess up. It's not a frickin' strip club anymore. It's a place where hipsters go to hang out and talk about the occult, apparently.
And at this point, I was starting to look at a long play, and you was like, okay, where the fuck are we now, like, game-wise? Like, Heaven's Night is, like, 3 sections later than what normally would come here. You get, like, 2 apartments and the hospital, I think? No, before the hospital.
No, it's
I don't know.
before the hospital.
Before the
So
hospital,
2
yeah.
apartments, bowling alley for a quick thing with Eddie and
Yeah.
Laura, and then Heaven's Night after that.
So there's like
Then
some
the hospital.
weird jumping around where you get a bit confused. This is the only time we're in Heaven's Night as well, and Maria is not even going to be in here. So,
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
it just serves to go to a flashback. But before we do that, we go back to the hobo because now he gets attacked by the monster. And I was like, what was the fucking point of that?
I mean, like, what kills me is the only point of Heaven's Night is for Maria to have the key on her, and that is not just she's the key to this door. Like, there's significance to that.
Right.
So, the flashback. Here we learn for the first time that something is very different here. Because we have this big group talking to Mary and him. And it's like, oh, your father built this town, and she's something special, and he saved our lives. And I was just like, what is going on? They're clearly a cult. This is gonna be bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's a flashback, and it just sets you up to be like, okay, we're doing something very different here, because they're in Silent Hill right now together, and they're not on vacation, and she lives here, and her dad lived here too. So I wonder where this is going. James then hears yelling, which is the hobo, which I don't know. Logistically, I'm not sure if that makes sense because I feel like Heaven's Night was pretty far away, so I'm not even sure if you would hear those yellings. But I don't know. I would need to double check. But the hobo has been melted by the monster. He throws a pipe at the head of the monster, and then it goes down into the sewers. And then he takes the radio with him, so we can do the radio shenanigans sometimes. And as
I mean, all the monsters in this. I mean, holy shit! What a downgrade from the 2006 film.
Oh yeah.
Like they all look VFX and cartoony in this. I don't know whether it's just out of laziness or like he actually thought that he could make the monsters look creepier in the way they sort of move and twitch if he knew he was doing it with VFX. And it just obviously looks fake.
Yeah.
Like whereas
I think
in the 2006 film, they had people in actual prosthetic suits, like they had actual contortionists doing all these crazy movements. Like they're like Marc's sister and all of them. They were doing the nurses. Like you
Dancers.
actually had real people dressed up. In this, the nurses are all VFX as well. It looks like. I don't know what they were doing, man.
I can answer at least part of that. From what I understand, the original Silent Hill movie had a budget of $60 million. So that was 20 years ago. So if you take into account inflation, this movie had either 23 or $27 million budget. So
Right.
downgrade, that might,
Yeah.
it's definitely a part of it. Another part of it is just, again, it's just thoughtlessness and laziness.
I didn't know they had that much to work with for 2006. That's interesting. Apparently, this movie had a budget of about 22, 23 million, and I think
Thank
it
you.
made back so far about $3 million in profit.
Good.
Put Marc out of the job. Yeah, she's been an accountant for the last 20 years. She just did dancing for high school and early university. But yeah, I guess like that budget for the original Silent Hill is probably comparable to like the original Matrix film for some context.
Wow.
Not too far
Really?
off.
That's
Yeah, I
nuts.
think
Wow.
the original Matrix was about 60 million.
Okay.
That I mean,
Pretty low
that's
budget
something
considering what they got out of it. Like,
that's one of the things I deeply appreciate about the 2006 film was how much they did practically. Like even as something just like the relatively simple, like the spitter monster. Not simple in execution, but just like in that's one of the most basic enemies in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had a guy in like a really uncomfortable suit. If you look at the behind the scenes of that, like they spent hours fitting that guy with a thing that's suffocating the guy. They got to put in a tube so he can poop and breathe and pee and everything. And he's sweating under there, and he has to. I think he has like an earpiece in there, so like he can't see anything. He can't hear anything. I think he has like a speaker in his suit. And there's a lot of real practical effort that went into the original film, and now here it's just like let's do it all computers.
Yeah.
Let's do it all computers, whatever.
The pewter.
Maybe we can make it look spookier because it'll look slightly unnatural if we do it computers, but it just sucks.
Yeah, I personally have mixed feelings about the original Silent Hill, but I will always say that that movie is absolutely gorgeous to look at. It holds up wonderfully 20 years later. And on the point of the monsters, I will have to unfortunately go in a second, but I just got to say, one thing that I really did appreciate about the original Silent Hill movie, one of the highlights, anytime it happened, was when Pyramid Head showed up.
Mm-hmm.
He was awesome. Like anytime he showed up, he was a significant presence. Like that moment when he's on the steps outside of the church and he rips that chick's skin off is so freaking metal. It's awesome. But the problem, I just don't understand like how Pyramid Head was so much better in the movie that he wasn't even supposed to be in the first place. And then you have him in the movie where he's actually supposed to be a product of James's mind. And then you barely even use him. And anytime he shows up, he barely does anything.
Yeah.
Right.
He does nothing that he does has any significance other than just the way that he looked. And he's like, well, we already saw that 20 years ago. Why is he here now? Why is he important? And then they just do that thing where they like make it so freaking obvious. It's almost like Christoph Gans watched my video on Pyramid Head. It's like, oh, he's James's dark side of his mind. It's like,
ooh, make sure to zoom into his eye in his helmet so we know.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
also, James is a painter. Don't you get it? He threw a red pyramid around his self-portrait.
No,
yes, in case you didn't get it the
Oh,
first time. Oh my god.
It's dumb. Yeah.
Sorry if I peaked my mic there.
No, you're fine.
I remember that did occur to me while I was watching this. I was like, God, I wish they would just lift certain sequences out of the first Silent Hill movie and put it in this one. Like, what the fuck was it doing in the first one?
It's really embarrassing because they lift some of them out of there and then just ruin them. That's what they do.
It's ironic that of the projects that use Pyramid Head, they used him with more restraint in the story that he's actually supposed to be in than like any other time he appears outside of Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
Well, I will give this movie credit for one thing, Return to Silent Hill, that is that it made me appreciate the original Silent Hill film more, which will hopefully make the people that give me shit for not liking it that much get off my back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Made me appreciate Revelation more.
Oh no, that movie was a masterpiece already.
That was perfect as it is.
I'm dead serious. I love that movie to death. It is so funny.
Yeah, it goes headlong into so bad it's funny, and that makes it kind of good.
Yeah.
I gotta
But
watch that.
Max, you need to get going now, or
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to go run an errand for my wife. But yeah, it is a pleasure. Thank you for the therapy session. I really needed it because up until this point, I really had, had my wife to talk about this
Oh,
movie
we'll
with.
be here for a bit still.
Yeah,
All right.
That was
All right,
good
well,
talking
But
to you.
yeah, thank you very much for joining,
Thanks for
Max.
joining,
Though
dude.
it's always a pleasure to have you on, and especially when we're talking about Silent Hill stuff. Because
Yes.
if audience, if you don't know who Max is, look up his YouTube channel. It should be linked, I
Of
guess, in the
course.
description. Metal.
Sure.
Yeah, and he has a lot of great videos on Silent Hill and other stuff as well. But his Silent Hill stuff is probably the most relevant to what we're talking about today.
Yeah. And if you guys could do me a favor, email Konami and the producers behind this movie and tell them if you don't want a disaster like this to ever happen again, hire me as a creative consultant. I will do it for free. All right.
Oh,
Thanks,
there you
guys,
go.
so much.
sure.
Thanks so much for having me, and hopefully we could do this again really soon.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
dude.
right on, Max.
Cool, man. See you later.
Thanks
Take
again.
care.
Laters.
Bye.
All right, and then there were 3.
Woo.
More suffering.
Let's see.
Less spread out.
Wait, he threw a pipe at someone, right? That's the last thing I said. He takes the radio from the charred, melted corpse from the hobo, which he doesn't really give too much of a shit about that the hobo is melted, I feel like, but I digress. We hear an emergency broadcast that Silent Hill is flamed up, and then we turn it into Nightmare World already. Pretty sure the first Nightmare World normally occurs in the hospital, right? That's the first time we get the proper one, if I remember correctly.
In the movie?
In the game.
Yeah,
skimmed through the
well,
long play. I feel like
yeah.
the hospital has the first
Yes.
nightmare.
Yeah, it is. Like, I mean, you could debatably Blue Creek apartment is like an otherworld location because it's you jump from the oh crap, what's the first apartment building? Anyways, you jump from one apartment to
Yeah.
through the fire escape into the window of the other. So I think it's kind of implying that that's like a different world because the building is all of a sudden super close to the other one, but it's not overt.
Mhm.
It's also like where you run into Pyramid Head and everything. But
Cyrus says
yeah,
apparently
yeah,
in the
Black Dragon
remake,
Cyrus
apparently in the
got it, yeah.
remake, it's the apartment very explicitly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And in the OG, the apartment isn't clear. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, we're doing this here, and Nightmare is crawling with a shit ton of those spitters. And I don't know what it is, but they use the cockroaches here. Didn't they do it in the original as well? I don't know why they like these cockroaches so much. But they
well,
use
there are the big cockroaches are in the game as well.
they apparently like
because they
go
set off your
around.
radio, they do hardly any damage, so you can sort of disregard them.
Well, you just
but
step
when
on
you hear
them
the
and then
radio
they
going off,
die.
you're like, oh god, enemies, where? Oh, it's just one of these.
Yeah, but they do like the swarm, which is a thing in like this one specific room where you have to brute force the code.
Oh yeah,
So
that was in Toluca prison, I think. Yeah,
I think you're right. Yeah.
Mhm.
which is totally missing from this movie. By the
They,
way,
Yeah,
they also
it's
eat
good
random
prison
monsters
entirely.
here. They eat one of the spitters, so that was weird. He also drops his pipe like a fucking idiot, and then he runs away from the roaches. I was like, oh, okay.
this is where the movie totally lost me. Like my stomach sank to the floor. I was like, this is gonna be dog shit, isn't it? Like this part reminded like when he's running away from all the fake ass monsters and there's the POV shot and stuff.
Yeah.
It reminds me of running through like a really lame haunted house ride where there's like chattering skeletons and stuff, and you're
Yeah.
just like rolling your eyes like fucking hell, is this supposed to be scary?
Yeah, there's also a jump
It
scare
all
when he
looks
gets
so
to the
fake.
apartment as well. I forget what exactly it was, but there was a jump scare. And I was like, oh god, now we're doing jump scares too. Great.
Right, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that was
A
lame.
bit of a tangent, but the totally out of nowhere jump scares are one of the things that has been pissing me off the most about Alan Wake 2, as I've been playing through it to get ready for the new control.
No, it's great.
just
You run
great.
around and then he goes like, ah.
Yeah, just like a black and white face pops up on the screen and screams at you. It's to the point that they don't even affect me anymore. I'm just
Yep.
like, okay, yeah, jump scare yet again, super scary.
That's because of shit game. So
We'll get there. We'll get there during the Control Resident episode, I'm sure. That's why I'm doing this research.
yeah. We get another flashback. This time they move into the apartment here. That's all I remember, honestly. I don't think there was anything else interesting here. I think the next one is when they show the people just appearing here.
Does he see the like little cult shrine she has with the like with all that stuff, or is that later?
There could be something here already. Honestly, I kind of tuned out with these flashbacks, but because I found them incredibly boring and adding nothing of interest. But yeah, there was probably some small thing in there. Yeah.
On the spooky stairwell scene, like I hate the initial jump scare where she's behind him with the bleeding face.
That's probably the one I thought of. Yeah.
Yeah. But then there's another one right after that where it's just like this eerie vision of like a corpse that just sort of like up on the stairwell that just retreats back into the shadows. I'm like, why didn't you just have that? I think that would have been spooky. I kind of like that shot actually.
Actually, I didn't even notice that one.
it's totally ruined by the fucking
yeah.
the cheap shot right before that.
That's so lame. Imagine like in Hill House or Bly Manor where you have like all these people in the background and then suddenly they go like oogly boogly boogly. I was like,
yeah,
why did you ruin it? Dude, that was so cool when you figured that out. He was like, is there something in the background? It's like, holy shit. What?
Right.
He also uses his phone as a flashlight, which I was just like, God, that just doesn't vibe with me. That's just so lame. I hated that. It was like, ugh, stinky. Anyway, we'd already
I would rather it was the coat mounted classic prop like flashlight in front of the
it's
game.
cool.
So
just have it in his breast pocket. It's cool.
In a modern context, I usually don't mind if somebody uses their phone as a flashlight because it just makes sense to use that. Like you got it there, everybody has it there in their pocket, and it has the functionality. But I would have liked to see the actual game prop here.
Yeah, I mean, this is just they moved the time up to like 2020 or 2017, or at least the tapes, because we're already doing the tapes now. We're already at the television, which is here instead of in Lakeview. And it says like 2017 on there, and I think they say later it's been a year since she died or something. I'm not entirely sure, but it's pretty close to that date. So we're pretty modern era right now, which is like, ugh, don't like that.
Right.
What kills me is if you especially have the precedent and the option to make any horror film a period piece that takes place before cell phones were as functional as they are, why would you move that timeline up and make it so that he not only has a cell phone, but it has signal in Silent Hill?
Right.
Yeah.
They then say, "Oh, he ran out of battery." It's like, why did it need to be there at all? Just set the thing in the early 2000s, have him have like a Motorola Razr at most that he can't do much with, and just make it not have any signal, and then it's not a problem. Then you're not wondering why he's not constantly calling for help.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think in the 2006 film established that you can't call between worlds. I think they try to in a scene, but it just sounds like static to the other person.
Yes.
Yeah. They forgot that here.
They sure did. Yeah. But yeah, as I said, we're doing the tapes already. But oh boy, is it different? Because instead of actually watching a tape, having like the realization or digging up the memory again that he killed his wife, we got some weird fucking flashes of shit on screen, and then he calls a psychiatrist, and then his phone is empty. I was like, fucking what is happening? And the flashes also had like a lot of hands grabbing something. It was like, oh god, we are doing some weird cult shit that has nothing to do with any of the payoffs that we had in the game. Awesome. That's gonna be very disappointing, and it is. And then the psychiatrist lady calls a wellness check on the guy. I was like, okay. I just hope that goes nowhere, but, well, we'll get there. We see some spooky silhouette, which turns out to be just one of these mannequins that has like a lot of cicadas on it, but also a dress that Mary was wearing.
Yeah, the moths or butterflies. Right?
Yeah. Also, luckily for him, he goes up there and he immediately finds a new flashlight he can use. So that was lucky. right after his phone died, so he's not in the dark. That's cool.
I don't think I laughed at the time because I was so just pissed off by what I was seeing on screen.
Yeah.
But I think it is kind of hilarious that he's getting a call from a psychiatrist to check up on him.
It's
and
so
he's
stupid.
stuck in this fucked up ghost town when is to be chased by monsters and shit.
Well, it's even funnier because in this scene he calls her.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like,
okay.
you need to help me, blah blah blah, and then the phone dies. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he sees
How you
the
doing, James? Not too good.
monsters. Help.
I've been better, honestly.
Yeah. Hey, you want another flashback? Those are cool, right? Now we just know there's some weird culture going on. I think he comes home and there's like 20 people here that do like some weird shit in a darkened room. It just kind of peeks in. There's like, what are you doing in there? And he gets like rightfully upset. It's like, oh, what was that? It's like, oh, I don't know. They just came around. It's like 20 people. They just got here. They just came spontaneously. It's like, yeah, they're like family to me or something. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, looks like they were doing some weird worshipping. Also, you have a weird oh, pardon me. You have like a weird thing with your dad's face over there, like an altar, and you worship it. So what's going on with that? So yeah, I'd be a bit annoyed as well if my girlfriend would tell me, yeah, we just came around and we just worshiped my dad a little bit. It's like, bitch, you're crazy. I'm out of here.
There's just no subtlety. It's just so
No.
obviously creepy on its face.
Which at this point is like, oh wait, if we can't go to a payoff anymore where he kills her because he feels like his life was stripped away from him. This is going to be something very, very different, and it will be, and we'll get there. But I don't know, it's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But hey, we get introduced to Eddie now after he wanders around the apartment a little bit. He's got some AIDS on his arm, which is that from a spitter or something? I actually had no idea what they were trying to do with that because that's not in the
Just
game.
fat. They're the fat bubbles.
No, okay.
You get them at a certain weight in Silent Hill.
Oh, I guess I dodged that bullet. He also says something about that no one could react in time. This place was rotten before, but this was something else, so they couldn't get away. I was like, sure, whatever you say. He then tags along. They find Laura because they hear baby crying, and he's like, there's no babies here. And then they find Laura behind those metal bars. They try to help her, but she hears monster noises, which is going to be Pyramid Head here in a second. And then because he gets a migraine, or like his fucking panic attacks or whatever James has here, Eddie starts beating him up because you're just as fucked up as everyone else. And then he leaves and he never is in the movie again. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He's not a
The
character
writing
in
is
here.
really bad here.
He's just
Yeah,
gone.
He's like barely a member berry.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't even know why he's in the film at all.
Like in the game, he's like this damaged guy. He was like conscious of his weight and looks. He got like bullied as a child, and I think he's also homeless, and that's why he ended up in Silent Hill. And then he goes like psycho and becomes like a boss fight.
So he's running from the police. So like
Right.
like that's kind of the premise that he was wanted due to a crime that
Mhm.
at least initially they don't specify what it was, and he ended up in Silent Hill.
Mhm.
But none of that is here, and he performs zero function. I don't know why Eddie is in this movie at all.
Yeah.
It kind of makes no sense.
I think it gave me the one laugh that I got from this movie where he says, I got the whole town to myself or something like that.
Oh yeah, he did say that. I was like, oh sure, have fun, go crazy.
Good for you, I guess.
You're gonna run out of food eventually, buddy.
No, there was some.
Are you that fucking delusional that like you think this is a good thing? Like, come on.
He just likes all this that dry aged meat that was in that butcher shop you saw shot off with all the.
Though I mean, I guess
fines.
in the game he does.
That joke
he
was better
comes
in my head.
across
I don't know.
food sort of out of nowhere. Like he is just kind of eating a pizza in the bowling alley, and you're like, "Where did
Yeah.
you get the pizza?" Like,
But
Did
yeah,
Pyramid Head make the pizza?
Laura bails too, and then monster stuff, Pyramid Head happens. There's also this weird spider. Well, they do the scene where he just tries to grab him through the bar, but he can't get him. He can't get through, and he hides in a closet. There's also a weird spider monster, which I don't remember from the game. Right?
Okay, so
I'm not crazy, right? That's not in the game.
this is oddly, it is an amalgamation of like two other things.
Huh.
So it's the mannequins that kind of turn into a spider, correct? In this, like they sort of merge and become like a spider monster.
Did they merge? I thought this was just like some weird thing with like, looked like a bit of a spider.
So, well, no, I'm pretty sure it was like the mannequins sort of like become one and then like have multiple limbs because the like different parts of the mannequins come together.
You
and
might
it
be
becomes a
right. You might be
spider.
right.
So
It's like the bottom half of two mannequins together in sort of like a crab thing.
yeah.
But this takes it to the extreme and turns it into like a fucking spider monster.
So Silent Hill Revelation also does that. It does it better. It's like because all the parts of the weird spider monster thing all still look like mannequin parts. They don't just become flesh all of a sudden. And I guess in the Silent Hill remake, in the prison, some of the mannequins can like climb on walls, sort of like a spider. So I think it was sort of combining those two things. But again, like some of the weirdest CGI in Revelation is this monster, but it does actually look better than this and seems to make more sense. And like again, anytime you were making a horror film and you can say Silent Hill Revelation did it better, you fucked up.
You fucked up. Yeah. Anyway, Pyramid Head beats up that spider. They're kinda imitating this scene where it looks like the Pyramid Head has sex with two of those mannequins, but not really. It's just kind of beating the thing up. So they got rid of that visualization or metaphor of his, I guess, like sexual frustrations, I think was the idea, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think the idea with Pyramid Head is it's just his id, right? Like his shadow self. So it's,
No, I mean
it's
like
your
the scene
base
specifically.
desires and things.
Just that scene
Yeah,
specifically.
well, I mean, and that's the thing though is him having sex with the mannequins, which happens not only in this scene but in the first like boss fight with Pyramid Head. He's like banging another mannequin.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the idea of just like his base desires being manifest in Pyramid Head is sort of the point in the actual story. Here, it's just I don't know.
Well, I mean,
They don't really dive into his sexuality or how he felt. He wasn't able to express it with his wife being ill, which sort of destroys the point of not only Pyramid Head but Maria. And yeah, this movie just doesn't get this story at all.
Exactly, yeah. Because that's not even the fact. It's not
obviously
going to be a factor anyway. So it would be weird even if they would do it, but they just get rid of that symbolism altogether.
It's obviously up for interpretation, but I agree about the whatever the thing looks like underneath the pyramid is basically his id or shadow self or however you want to think of it, and then the pyramid itself is like the weight of shame that's on him based on what he did. Like he did what he did as a result of his shadow self, and now he has to bear the burden of the pyramid on his head.
Well, and I also think the interesting thing about it, like him killing Mary is it's almost a combination of both the shadow self and the ego, or sorry, super ego, because part of why he's doing it and the part that makes him convinced that what he did was right was because he was ending her suffering. So there is a part of James that I think legitimately and rightfully views it as an act of kindness. But the problem is he also was like, and this will also let me go live a life and not have to deal with a wife whose body and basically health and life is totally falling apart and depressing me and making it so that I can't express things like my sexuality, which I want to express, but my wife is just incapable of it. So it's both of those things that what he did was both a good thing and a bad thing that make it interesting. Because is Mercy killing a person who is suffering from a painful illness entirely incorrect to do? But also, if you have an ulterior motive of like, yeah, but it also make my life better, what does that do to the altruistic aspect behind it, right? And like I think that that's stuff like that is the reason people like Silent Hill 2 so much because there's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
here it's just not none of that's there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a bit torn on the act of kindness thing because that's clearly the route that this film takes.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
he did it out of an act of kindness. In the game, I think that would depend on whether that was something Mary explicitly asked for.
Which it isn't. I'm pretty sure it isn't. I checked that ending, and there he straight up says, he says like, "Oh, I was trying to end your suffering," but then he follows up with, "No, actually, the truth is, I hated you. I wanted you gone and get on with my life, pretty much." And the tragic thing is that in this conversation, be it real or not, Mary just says that she just wants him to go on and live, even though what he did.
Yeah. What I remember taking from the game is it was an act based out of selfishness and bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
Like he towards the end, like he hated Mary. I mean, that is, I think this is another element of symbolism that I think went over fucking Kristoff's head.
Yeah.
Which is like even as something as simple as the basic monsters that spit out bile, right? Like they have no arms and they spit acid. So this is obviously up for interpretation, like everything else. But I take it to mean that the armlessness is sort of James's powerlessness. He's just sitting there by the hospital bed, or just in general, just watching his wife degrade.
Yeah.
And die.
Well, that's also
and then they spit bile, and that's a metaphor for him taking his rage out on her, even though she's dying.
Yeah, but also her, because like they've been like kind of at each other's throats after they learned about the terminal disease, because she was spitting at him, if you will, as well, and that's why he went less and less to the hospital to visit her.
Right. So
that also leads back to Laura in the game, because they become friends, Laura and and Mary. And she talks bad about James to Laura, even though she kind of wanted him. I guess it depends on the ending, to adopt her and take her with her. Because the whole thing, like Laura is like the only innocent person in Silent Hill, so she doesn't actually see any monsters. Is the idea from what I remember. So yeah, there's so many fucking layers.
Her at the very least.
There's so many fucking layers to unpack that you can like kind of all bind into a nice package that is the game Silent Hill 2. Crazy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
While here's like, let's make them all one person. It's like, no, how about you fuck off? How about that?
Yeah. And regarding what Marc was saying about the mercy killing, I am sure that that's one of the ways that James would have rationalized it after the fact in his own head.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But like I said, if it's something that she didn't explicitly ask for, and if she's like fighting for her life and she wants to live, like you can't just kill somebody, right?
Oh, and I'm not saying that what he did was correct. I just think that there are there's some layers there to be thinking like, well, she'll be better off if I just end her suffering is an easy way to talk yourself into doing something like
absolutely.
that. And it's not entirely untrue. So like I guess, and that's kind of the thing that I think makes it interesting, because there's a level of it gets to a level of being understandable that there's something to discuss and think about there.
Yeah.
But
no, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just think that there's depth there, I guess is kind of what I'm getting at. And I don't think it is explicitly just, oh, he's a selfish asshole and a terrible person. I think part of it was, yeah, I mean, but look at her. Like she's not having a very good time here, and she's not going to get better. So why should she suffer for this much longer until she just dies painfully one day? And like again, I'm not like, I guess it sounds like I'm taking the defensive position on that, so I'm like advocating mercy killing and euthanasia. I'm not. I'm just saying I think that there's a way that James can, to himself and even to like the audience, say, yeah, well, I mean, maybe what he did wasn't like explicitly evil. It's different than her being on the mend and like about to get better, but he has decided that he wants to be with other women, and then he just kills her anyways, right? Like she was deteriorating the entire time. It wasn't at any point him just being like, well, but I want other women, so you must die. It's
Yeah.
that thought was in his mind, but I don't think he was consciously addressing it, which is why it's something that he had to confront in Silent Hill, like in the I guess psychological zone that is Silent Hill, more explicitly I'm saying, than the town itself.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things to consider. Like Metal said, there's a lot of layers, and there's a lot of depth and a lot of room for interpretation. And this movie doesn't fucking do any of that. It's just shocking how much it missed the mark. And because what it does in terms of his core motivation completely destroys the original intention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just they treat it as an entirely altruistic thing that he did, which is bizarre.
And at the end, the whole thing of him wanting forgiveness or getting forgiveness anyway doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, we'll get. I don't want to jump ahead. We'll get to that. The ending makes no fucking sense. It's retarded.
Yeah, talk about retarded. Another great segue. Another Angela scene. And it's the scene with the mirror, which normally is like kind of eerie and creepy and has like a bit of back and forth. Where
it's also where you get like the most beautiful piano music ever.
Yeah.
In the game, at least.
But this scene doesn't do anything for the Angela character. I mean, we already established that she's not a character in itself. She's just a part of Mary. She just basically says that, oh, whatever you do, you can't save her. It doesn't matter what you do. So there's nothing left of what's in the game. Nothing of the, oh, I was being bad, I'm sorry. The more nuanced distance that she has. It's like, oh, can you hold the knife? And James is going in. She's like, nah, no, don't touch me. No, it's like this distance. And James doesn't even do anything. Asks, are you okay? Should I do anything? Can I help you? No, she just straight up says, no one's gonna touch me ever again. So again, just completely on the fucking nose what we're trying to show here. And James doesn't do anything. He just looks confused and then fucks off. That's it. But hey, I'm so glad they used the imagery where she looks into the mirror lying sideways.
Yep.
I remember that.
Aesthetic, not the point.
Yeah, as Cyrus says in chat, I was abused. Like, I got that.
Yeah, I mean, as if the abstract daddy monster isn't enough. Like, we also need that bit of dialogue. I rolled my eyes at that part too. I was like, you fucking kidding me?
I'm in so much pain. Kill me.
Yeah.
Speaking of imagery, we'll get to the abstract daddy room.
That made me laugh.
What kills me is they also kind of fuck that up, like the pistons. So in the game, the pistons are going in to the hole. Here they're coming out, and I know that's a small thing, but it does make it less evocative of what it's supposed to be showing, and I think it looks a lot less creepy.
Sorry, what was the pistons again? Was that part of the set design, or was that part of the monster design, or?
So no, like
it's on the wall, right?
In the room where you fight the abstract daddy in the game, like in the original game, there's holes around the ceiling and on the walls. Like, I mean, they're not on the ceiling; they're just high up on the walls, and there's like pistons moving into the wall. Okay. Here they use that image, but it's the pistons coming out of the wall, and I think it. Like, I don't know, like that's a small thing for me, but I remember getting to that part in like the first time I was like replaying the Silent Hill 2 like about a year ago, and that image just like really was like, oh, this is so fucked up. Like it hit me pretty hard. And so like I thought I was about to see it in here when I saw the walls. I was like, oh shit, they're actually doing the pistons thing that they didn't do in the remake. And then the pistons come out of the wall, and I'm like, oh, like that's a small thing, but it does look less creepy to me.
No,
I forgot about that from the game. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Honestly, that scene in the movie zipped by so fast. You barely have time to absorb. I think I was also just so bored at that point. I just sort of tuned out as well.
Absolutely fair. Yeah. We then get the Laura scene where she's on the wall, and at some point she says, "Catch me," and she jumps into his arms, which I just found weird.
That very much does not happen in the game. She doesn't want to be anywhere near James for most of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here she also talks about a doll that she got from Mary. There's nothing of a ladder that she got. That's just a doll. And then
the doll couldn't look more like a horror movie baby doll.
Yeah.
If it tried. Like,
Oh, I hate that shit when things look creepy for the sake of it.
And then she runs away.
Sucks me
and
out every time.
leads him to some kind of maze that leads to the park, which I think is supposed to be the park. It's so weird because they do a maze here, and there is a maze level, but they also do a maze later with all the paintings on the wall. So I'm actually confused what they were trying to do here.
They kind of both fucked up Rosewater Park and the labyrinth.
Right?
Yeah. Rosewater Park is not supposed to be a labyrinth, but they make it look like they do like a crane shot up, and you can see that it's like clearly a labyrinth design. So like the implication is that it's always looked like that in Silent Hill, even when the town wasn't creepy.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you make the park like this? It makes no sense.
Yeah, it was weird. And, yeah. I guess they have it. She just says, yeah, I've been watching you for a while, and just trying to grab him. It's like, don't grab me. It's like, oh, I'm just trying to see if you're real. It's like, oh, you're gonna say something or stare. I think the most noticeable part here is that James doesn't say outright, it's like, you look like identical to the person I've been looking for.
Yeah, they treat that like it's a twist towards the end,
and she says it.
Why.
She says it when we get there. She says, like, I look exactly like her. I can see it by the way you look. And like, why the fuck would you say why?
Jessa like doesn't like almost the first thing she says in the game is her name, and she doesn't even say her name is Maria until like much later on, which. I mean, again, like there's a lot of big things that this movie gets wrong, so I guess like focusing on the small things almost sounds like nitpicking, but the small things being as wrong as they are, and the effect that the way that they're wrong has on how the story is actually unfolding, they are like kind of. They're more significant than they might seem as we're talking about them.
Also, the movie is now currently at 0 momentum in being good, so everything is just a pain in my ass when I see it.
Yeah. Realistically, we've passed all the good stuff because we've gotten through the couple neat shots of him walking into Silent Hill, and the Akira Yamaoka like piano song is already played.
Also, that wig she's wearing looks fucking wank, dude. It looks so fake. I was so distracted by that. I was like, I think I saw that wig on Amazon before. I don't know. This doesn't look great.
Yeah.
And this is also where I noticed, like, oh, I actually think she's not much more attractive. Actually, I don't think she's more attractive at all than the miniskirt wearing Mary in the first scene I saw. So you fucked this up. You just fucked this up.
I'll give them points for giving her the OG Maria costume and not the remake Maria costume.
Yeah, sure.
That's pretty much it.
But I was like,
I actually wasn't even sure of the differences between the two. That's a cool detail if they did do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so in the remake, she's wearing like I think is it a skirt and leggings and like a leather jacket, whereas she's dressed like a mid-2000s scene girl in the original, and I think that actually works a lot better. To the point that when I played the remake, I modded her old costume in.
Right.
Nice.
Cool.
So yeah, I was like, oh, she looks. I don't know. Doesn't really work as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, they kind of tag along for a little bit. They dodge a monster, and he sees another thing, which leads to another flashback. Which this is where we get closer to the conclusion, or the reinforcement that this is a cult. In case you still haven't figured this out, she just follows Mary around in Silent Hill in the past, and it's all the people. They're hanging out with her, and they go into some weird secret underground fucking lair, and he looks, and before we get a conclusion, we go back to the Silent Hill, so we get cock-blocked here one more time, but already bit dicey, bit weird what was going on here, of course. They're like behind like a hidden fence, behind some paper things. He goes through there, and then there's like he goes basically into the sewers and follows a path to get to a place we'll talk about in a little bit. But hey, time for the hospital.
That fence really bothered me. Like the people he's following, like presumably they went through the same thing, and so I'm like, is that a secret door or something? And then he just like sort of tears his way through the side of the fence, and I'm like, how did they do that?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering
not,
too.
Because there's, I'm like, how the fuck did the other people get in?
No, look out!
That really that made me mad. I was like, what the fuck happened there?
Zero security from the cult for their blood ritual that they apparently don't want anyone to see too. Like no lookout, no scout, no guard at the door. Like it's silly.
Yeah.
But we need him to see the blood ritual, so it's happening.
Yeah.
In any case, we are now in the hospital. Cool. They check he checks the patient folders, finds hers, and she is in the toxicology because something is going on there. But Maria's like, I'm gonna go stretch my legs, and she goes straight to into the next room, which has some tape recordings, which has the one about Mary in there. It's like, oh, you've been poisoned with drugs for a long time, and you're stable now, but it's permanent damage. Get wrecked. She's like, yeah, but they made me feel so loved by everyone, but now I'm dying. Damn.
Yep. And gotta stick around with your apparent family that does blood rituals on you and drinks your blood that you're bleeding from, like all of your skin with no cuts that remain afterwards because scary, spooky. Satan. Like I don't like. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have any real connection to any of the drugs from Silent Hill. Like
no,
the like White Claudia or even like the red liquid. Like it is just a new thing. It's a drug that makes the daughter of the cult bleed profusely, and they drink her blood because they're vampires, I guess. I hate this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maria then says, well, there has been rumors of a religious group that were founded by Mary's father. Oh my god. Dun, dun, dun.
It seems like he looks like the guy who is the police chief or sergeant in Super Troopers, but like in the drawings, but he's never actually in the movie.
Okay. But yeah, they've been giving her...
Like there might be some deleted scene or something.
They've been giving her the drug, and then we see James found her being given said drug, and then they drag her around the weird sewer base they build, and as Marc already angrily pointed out, they just eat her blood from her skin after administering the thing, and she's like, oh yeah, eat my blood, and everyone's like, yum, 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 blah, 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 blah. And you're like, okay. But I was just like, oh, so this obviously means she was trying to get away when James met her and almost runs her over. She misses the bus, says ominously, oh, I guess it wasn't meant to be. They get together, and instead of moving anywhere else in this world, she's like, yeah, let's stay in Silent Hill. That sounds cool, where all the crazy people are that I was trying to get away from. One, this would mean we're gunning for a very different ending, or kind of guild with James. Unless he kills her for some reason and we get to that same conclusion with that kill, which we don't. And two, this also begs the questions, what changed on that one particular day that made her go like, maybe them eating my blood and giving me all these drugs is not so great and maybe I should go.
Well, it's a hard thing to realize.
But hey, we have no time for these questions because we have another migraine and we start up Flame World again and make a run for the toxicology.
In case it hasn't been made absolutely clear at this point, this whole cult thing is set up as a device to push James away from Mary.
Yes.
Instead of in the game, where what pushes him away is their own bitter feelings towards each other.
Yes.
Which is the whole fucking point.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah.
And this movie completely throws that out the window for this stupid cult thing that doesn't fit at all.
Yeah, that's completely stupid. We get as I said, we got rid of all of those conflicts and everything where they start yelling at each other and doing all these things, starting to see less of each other. Not even they can't even have a child anymore. All these things, like there's so many things that go into it. And again, that ties in Laura, that she befriends and she wants to kind of adopt at some point if that would have been a possibility. Her flip-flopping between I want to die but I also want to live, and him being angry at her being angry at him, all this back and forth. And then while James goes through Silent Hill, seeing these other people that have sinned to some degree or have been sinned upon or whatever you want to call, just having this mirror in front of you with all these evil shit that's happening, it's just not here. Nothing of this is here. It's just all fucking nonsense, and we get this stupid cult, which, by the way, never gets any conclusion whatsoever.
Yep.
We
don't see them die. They like no. they only appear in flashbacks.
Yeah. We don't know what happened to them when Silent Hill started burning up, getting flooded or whatever. Are they around? Did they move to fucking, I don't know, Las Vegas or something, or whatever? It's just no conclusion for that whatsoever.
Like what the 2006 film accomplished in terms of catharsis, where everybody on in the church gets fucking owned, and or like the thing where the part where the woman gets her flesh torn off, where you're just like, holy shit, that was gnarly. This film doesn't come anywhere close to achieving anything like that. It's just so boring and bland.
Absolutely. But yeah, back to Flame World. But hey, look, nurses, you remember those? There's about 2.7 million of those in this fucking hospital. They get chased by, like, honestly, there's probably like 100 to 150 that
and
just
I'm not related to any of them.
Chasing them around the thing, and they go to an elevator which doesn't work, and then he starts fighting a couple of them. He punches them in the face with some. I think he gets like a pipe from a wheelchair or something. I think he rips something off of there, and he uses that to punch them in the face. And when he hits their faces, they just kind of vaporize, like they're powder or like ceramic or something. Which I don't know what that was about, but that happened.
They're like made of clay. Also, why are there no guns in this movie?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Why is there no guns? So they're in this elevator. One of the nurses gets past him and stabs Maria, which I guess they're trying to imitate the scene where Maria doesn't make it to the elevator and gets, I don't know, killed by Pyramid Head, which is a very different sequence where it's just Pyramid Head chasing them. They go for like the corridors all the way to an elevator, and she can't make it, and then you get stabbed. But here, she gets stabbed, but she's still in the elevator, so they go down together anyway. Because at some point, the energy just comes back on, because plot. It's just like, I don't know, it just goes back on. I don't know if the sirens go off again or something. I don't remember. Correct me, or fill in if I have some blanks here. But from memory, it just turned back on, and that's that.
And, also, that elevator is like capable of taking him anywhere, kind of like it's used throughout the rest of the movie. Is just like every time James needs to go somewhere, he just gets back in that elevator. Like the next floor is the next stage of the game, I guess.
Also, not only does the nurse sequence just fly by, where it's almost like, oh yeah, that happened, like within the span of a minute. It feels like the nurses just come and go, but there's no setup for why they are there psychologically. Like, I mean, I feel like this movie needed a scene where, like, if you're gonna do flashbacks to him and Mary, have a scene where he's at her side in the hospital and a hot nurse comes in.
Yeah.
And maybe even do it sounds seedy and gratuitous, but actually do a shot where it's just like, you know, go from the shoes up to the breasts or whatever. I feel like that would actually go to setting this up, like his sexual frustration, and then it come back to James like obviously staring, and then that would set up the presence of the hot nurses in the, well, you know what I mean, like they're like, you see their legs and their heels and their cleavage coming out. They're hot in that sense, but like obviously they're like corpses and shit. but like you can't. They're not just there for the sake of, oh, look at that weird monster. There's a reason they're fucking there. And it's like, this is the movie to set up why they're there.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake. You know?
Yeah, they don't do anything like that. Anyway, Maria is stabbed. They go down. He puts her on a stretcher or something, and there's like a cupboard where he grabs some bandage out of or something. I don't know. He rips something up and puts it on the wound. I don't know what it is. I couldn't really make it out. Probably like a patch or something. I don't know. And this is where it's like, you can say it, that she looks exactly like me. And again, I don't know why they did this here instead of
something at the screen. Like,
This is forced, forced exposition. It sucks.
Because again, I don't know why you do this here and make her say it instead of like in the game where when they first meet, she's like, "Wait, why are you looking at me like that? Do I look like like someone you know?" And he's like, "Are you kidding me? You look like the spitting image, like a twin of my Mary." So I make it very clear. I don't know why again.
And the clothes are different, but that's it. Is like almost exactly what he says.
Yeah. So I don't know. They do it here. I was like, all right, cool. And then she wants him to promise that if you can't find her there alive or something, we can leave together. And then he leaves. I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah, so I guess the Maria ending is an option of the ones that they were going to do in this film, of which they did one and then fucked it up. We'll get there though.
Laura is here. She is like, tell me where Mary is. He's like, you don't really want to know where she is because you left her all alone. Like, she says, my baby's dead, and that the baby is cold and sad because nobody loved him or the baby. And I was like, I'm so fucking lost. I don't even know what she's saying right now. I don't know if you guys can tell me what the fuck they were trying here, but I was really confused.
I don't know. I don't know what I get that the baby, Laura's baby, was supposed to represent something. I'm really not sure what it is in the context of this film, though. It really kind of seems bizarre. I guess maybe they were trying to have a kid and the kid died, like in the womb. Possibly she had a miscarriage, maybe, but they don't explore that at all.
I'm at a loss. I don't know what they were doing. I think I might have actually scoffed when she held up the
it looks pretty
writhing baby. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah. Laura also does like a banshee scream. This is really loudly.
Yeah, it's a jump scare. You got to have loud sounds, or else it's not a horror movie, I guess.
And then she runs towards Mary's hospital room, I think, and the toxicology was the idea. And this is where we do the part from the game where she locks you in and goes like, hee hee hee.
Yeah.
There's also a ceiling bed jump scare that has Mary forearms in it. And then she puts her hand in his mouth and drags him up. And then he wakes up in a hospital bed strapped to it and gets a visit from a psychiatrist.
Because it was all in his head the entire time, maybe.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just like, what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah, I'll quote from my notes directly. What the fuck have they done to this story?
Yeah. I think Metal Discord messaged me those exact words.
Probably, yeah.
The hand or whatever going into a mouth, it just feels like such a horror cliche.
Yeah.
And when I saw it here, I'm just like, what? Did they just feel like, oh, we gotta end this scene with a spooky thing, so let's just have the hand go in the mouth? Like, I don't understand why they did that.
Yeah. So I think at this point it's very clear that this is like straight up in his head now, because they also say that he's currently in the hospital, right? The Brookshaven? Fuck, I always forget the name. Brookhaven Hospital. Like, that's where he is right now, so...
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, he doesn't wake up in a hospital where he actually lives, and presumably where his psychiatrist would be. He wakes up in Brookhaven Hospital, which is in Silent Hill, and Silent Hill is not fucked up. So it's like, I think they're trying to say, well, then, I guess then this has to be the dream. But... they're also kind of saying no, but everything else in this movie was the dream, and you're actually you're delusional, and like you become a schizophrenic and you're seeing things and hearing things.
Yep. So yeah, I guess this everything is just in his head, which is so fucking lame for a Silent Hill story, because like a big draw for this is that you don't really know what is real, what is not real. Like Silent Hill, the place seems to be real, and it's like just a fucked up place with the fire and the mines and the toxic stuff that goes around. But then it also like draws all these people in there, or if they happen to end up here or were here before, and then they get dragged back in here and have to go through their torment. It's like this mystery still, but here's just like, nope, it's just in your head, get wrecked. It's like, oh, that's fun, that's cool.
Yeah, it's, extrapolating the Silent Hill, the idea of Silent Hill and Silent Hill stories being an exploration of one's own psychology.
Yeah,
and just throwing that out the window and saying, "Oh no, actually, it's just it is just in your head. You're just dreaming." But like they don't even commit to this. It's just here, and then they get rid of it like in a minute.
yeah. So, psychiatrist tells her she's been you have to let go. Mary's been dead for months now. And then we get another flashback where he confronts her about the weird cult, and she says that she didn't have a choice since she was a girl. And they then give us the obvious revelation that she was about to leave when he showed up, in case you haven't figured that out by yourself yet. And when he rightfully asks why she didn't tell him, she says he would have walked away. She could tell by the disgust in his face right now. It's like, bro, not only did they feature Maria way too much anyway in this movie with the flashbacks, they also... what?
Mary.
Fuck. See, I always do this. I think I did the same thing when...
I'm assuming that most of the audience has not seen this movie, and guys, don't go see it. It's bad. It's very bad.
No,
but,
I mean, Mary.
Just making sure they know which
no, you're right.
This character you're talking about. But,
yeah, they just also made her like a really fucking stupid character. There would have been ways to not just tell him directly, even indirectly, that something was going on in this town that she doesn't want to be partaken, doesn't like, even if she doesn't want him to know. But just, let's go far, far away from this place. But instead, she just agrees to him wanting to move here because, oh, Silent Hill, that looks nice here. And I think you can just get away with it while these cult fuckers just randomly show up to your house, live everywhere in this city. You have a fucking altar of your dad in your closet. Like, what was the end game here? Of course you will get suspicious at some point. Also, you were ready to leave, even if everything went the same with your relationship, just in a different town. You could have just lived there, away from this place, even if you would break up. By the time you possibly split up, the town might have been fucked anyway. But I guess that's not the thing here, so the town is still around. It didn't burn out or something. But you could have done your thing in, I don't know, another town, another fucking continent if you want to. Like, this is so amazingly shit. Like, I cannot fathom how they got to this point and made this decision. It's so...
Well, also, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, also, in the first scene, he says, like, well, you missed your bus, so, like, I'll give you a ride to where you want to go. Like, I know we're just meeting, but if you do trust me enough to get into my car, I'll take you to the place where you were headed. And she could very easily say, hey, yeah, I never want to come back to this town again. I honestly don't care where we go. We can go to your city because I was just going to get a hotel where I was going anyways. And then maybe if she gets to know him a bit more, she could pretty easily say, hey, I know this is really bizarre, but I was actually running away from a cult that sort of I've been with my entire life. I don't want to go back there. Can you help me find a place?
Yeah.
And if he was starting to really get into her, he could very easily say, yeah, well, you can just stay with me at my apartment, at least for a little while. And like, I don't get how they presented all those things and landed on her being like, well, the Lakeview Hotel is actually really great, so why don't we go back into this city that I was trying to escape just now?
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand how any human being would make that decision if their primary goal at the beginning of the movie was, I'm running away from this cult.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah, I miraculously met a new man who like seems to like me and could maybe help me get away from this cult. and I'm going to take him back into the town that contains the cult. Who makes that decision? Ever.
Yep. Right.
Also, James doesn't look
think-
great here either because he's just super fucking angry. He's like, well, fine, fuck you, I'll leave then. He's like, oh, okay. Also, not a great look.
I think this scene is one of the best examples in the movie of like the actors having the potential to deliver a good performance, but the writing just doesn't do them any favors at all. Like the line of like what is said and the responses and counter responses, the whole line of that is so fucking dumb. And like they are just forced to like do the best they can with it. And it's just it's painful to watch. You almost feel bad for the actors.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just leaves. He just fucking leaves. And they have this shot where you see like all these silhouettes looking out the windows down, and they probably thought this was so spooky and so cool. And I was like, just fuck off. Just fuck off. I just don't care. Yeah. This sucks. Anyway, we're still in the loony hospital where he's just hanging around. And in case you still haven't figured out, the psychiatrist says, she was his everything. It's like he lost grip on reality. Yeah, fuck, I got it. Thank you, I got it. Just please stop. I understand.
Right, yeah.
God damn it. It also says
was
like...
she his everything, though? Like, does that even make sense based on what they show you in this film?
Also a good point.
He left.
He left.
He did voluntarily leave.
Yeah.
I don't think that. Feel like the performance is off here too. Like I think you should be able to play this completely off of James's face, like without the exposition out in the hallway through the window.
Oh, for sure.
But I think he's playing it in a way where he looks too like. I don't know. I just feel like he's not expressing the right emotion. There's like too much anger, not enough grief. I don't know. Like it just doesn't feel right to me. Yeah. Which I guess, I mean, if the performance isn't there to sell the moment, I guess that would explain why they felt the need to have the exposition there. But the fact that it's there at all is just cringe.
Yeah. Also, psychiatrist just says, yeah, she died shortly after the breakup. So he definitely has not all the things in his mind that we know from the original James in the Silent Hill 2 game. Like, there's no question about the mercy killing in his mind, or if it was selfish relief. The whole thing we already talked about, right? It's just all stripped away. It's just, yeah, he left after this point, and she got sick anyway at this point. Because of the drugs, not because of some unnamed terminal illness. It's just, yeah, she got drugged, sick, and then she died. And at this point, you already pointed out that we go for like the mercy killing thing, but at this point, I'm not even sure if that's a thing that actually happened or if that's also in his brain. I find it hard to actually like figure out if he went to go see her or not, or if that's a thing he made up in his mind as well. I'm actually not sure.
I don't think the writers know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, psychiatrist lady also straight up says, yeah, it's not real, it's all in his head. So at this point, I thought maybe it's still a fake out, but I don't know. I feel like this is just, it is in his head. But he thanks her for everything, James, the psychiatrist lady, and then he just goes straight back to Nightmare World. So he just says thanks. What I think they were doing here, he says thank you, and then just kind of eats up his guild or his mind shit, and just goes straight back into psycho mode. Maria is back here, and there's like, you can just leave or stay here together, and then they have a little kiss, but then he takes the elevator, has to, to check out on Mary, and he does this really funny thing. That is like, I don't need you anymore. This is actually the second maze. Sorry. Yeah, he goes down to the elevator. She follows, still stabbed, and then he goes to that second maze. The painter's maze is what I call it in my head.
Their version of the labyrinth, but he's an artist, so it's all paintings in there.
There's all paintings,
right? Yeah.
Funny enough, actually, I did actually just get through the Alan Wake 2 DLC, the Lake House one, where you play as Shiva Kamini Soma Sandar Krum from the League. She's also the protagonist in the Battlefront 2 remake. But anyways, there's a bunch. There's like a maze you go through that's all paintings in there, and the paintings come to life and fight you. And I was like, huh, 2 painting mazes in one weekend, amazing.
Woo. Maria follows him, tries to stop him. And he says, no, Mary is not dead to me. And you're also not real. So goodbye, Maria. I don't need you anymore. And then he does this really funny thing where he just holds his ears shut. And she goes like, no, he's making me vanish. Then she gets stabbed by Pyramid Head. And in case you don't know or haven't figured this out, he is like Pyramid Head is his evil self, his bad self, and they do this really cringe. They just zoom into the eye hole of Pyramid Head, and then you see his face, and then you see the face from the real James. Like, oh god, really? Thanks.
In case you didn't get it, for the people at the back.
Well, the people in the back.
This may be his dark self.
Something as simple as just Pyramid Head having an eye hole, being able to see through the helmet, kind of fucks up Pyramid Head too.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, as I mentioned, I don't even know what they zoomed in, but I do remember they go into like a thing that shows his.
Yeah, it's like a crack in his helmet.
Okay.
That's the poster too.
Oh wow! I wasn't.
Well, look at the Discord group that I made. That's the icon. It's the crack in Pyramid Head's helmet that you see James's eye through.
Oh right, okay. That's cringe.
It sucks, yeah.
Then I think we go back to reality, where he has like a drunken art stupor, where he draws the red triangle over his face. And he also has like a really fake looking shit beard.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It actually looks really embarrassing.
So fucking funny.
Because
what kills me is he does have like a 5 o'clock shadow through this whole movie, and it's very clear he does not have facial hair where the fake beard is like super full and filled in. Yeah. But I guess, he's drunk and angry, so he's not taking care of himself, therefore he has a big long beard.
I mean, there is so much wrong with this scene. It's fucking insane. Like, for one, the strobe lighting fucking annoyed me. Like, on a surface level, I was wearing a forward-facing cap, and I pulled it over my eyes at this part because I was just like, I can't fucking look at this. This is I might start seizing if I keep looking at this. And then also, it's so fucking cliche. The drunken painter who's unsatisfied with his own work and starts slashing it and fucking drinking alcohol straight from the bottle, and it's raining outside and there's a storm. Are you fucking kidding me? And then he paints the pyramid on the thing. Like, you don't need this symbolism. If you paid any attention to the fucking game, the pyramid already has it simple. You don't need to set it up with this stupid making these like absent-minded strokes on the painting. Oh, that's why the pyramid's there. No, it isn't. It's a shame. How the fuck does Christoph Gans not see this? If he's such a fan of the games, does he really just only appreciate these games in such a superficial manner that he can't understand what the deeper meaning of the pyramid already is? Like, he needs to be, I need to justify it in the film with this. He paints the pyramid on his head in his painting of him. He's painting himself, by the way.
Yeah.
Little bit egotistical. I mean,
it's kind of implied, too, that he's not even intending to paint the pyramid. He's just, like, throwing red paint at the canvas, and it forms a pyramid because of how he's slashing his arms. And it's just like, man, like...
Yeah.
I don't want to like sound like I'm being racist or anything, but I just like the French director just decided he must be a painter.
He must be a painter.
Angry, drunk French painter is actually what James Sunderland is in this movie. Yeah.
The only thing I liked about this was the aesthetic of the shadows of the rain hitting the window, casting a shadow on the wall. I thought the shadow of the rain looked cool against the opposing wall. That's the only thing.
So funny, it has nothing to do with any of the story. It's like, I like the shadows of the rain. That was neat.
I guess some of the paintings were nice. I don't know if they were actually paintings or just like AI generated paintings of like some of the characters in the movie. But if they actually hired an artist, like I guess that person did a pretty good job with them.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point, like while he's drinking, he falls into some water and wakes up in front of the burning Lakeview Hotel. So now he's back in Silent Hill Nightmare World.
No build up to this, by the way. Like, in the game, you take a quiet boat ride over the water to the place where the hotel, is it a hotel? I think it's a hotel.
Yeah, Lakeview Hotel.
Yeah, the Lakeview Hotel is not
right.
does not involve having to cross water in this film either. It's just in Silent Hill. You can just walk to it.
Yeah, and you walk up to it through the courtyard. You go in. It's quiet. There's no enemies for a while. I remember there's like a stillness to that part of the game. I can't remember if it was the same in the original as in the remake, but I think it was.
Yeah,
more or less. But here it's just as soon as he just wakes up on the shore, and then it's on fire.
Yeah,
and it's just like, okay, I guess we're jumping straight to the climax here in the building. We're not going to have any build up to the fire.
Yeah. Also, because Cyrus just mentions it in chat, no history society in prison. Nope, those are not in here. We skip those.
Yeah. Go to the labyrinth.
We go hospital. Tell him it's all in his head, and then he falls into some water, and we're at Lakeview Hotel, and start going towards the climax here. Yeah.
Well, and he takes the elevator down to the labyrinth that normally happens after the prison. So it's like, and the labyrinth is the thing that's full of paintings and pyramid heads down there.
Yeah.
Right.
In the Lakeview Hotel, he's got another confrontation with Laura. And this is where we get the really funny tombstone. It's like, are you ready to face the reality? What is her full name? And then they show a tombstone where he puts a little flower on there, and it says Mary Laura Angela Crane. I was like, fucking hell!
I burst out laughing.
It's so cringe. Yeah.
It was so fucking funny, but like not in the this is so bad it's funny way. It's more the why the fuck would they do this to this story?
It was so
laughter of pain.
Insane. So not only do they throw away Eddie after the one scene and do nothing with him, now it all makes kind of sense that they didn't do anything with the Angela and Laura stuff that we know, because Angela is not actually her own character or something, because now Mary is all those people. She is the one with the disease that got tortured by a cult, that has been abused by the father, and is also, I don't even know what the connection to Laura is in this thing. She was,
well, I guess you're meant to just
her...
conclude that she's symbolic of her childlike innocence.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Whereas in the game, she was a child that she befriended in the hospital.
Exactly, yeah. Angela, not a woman that's been abused and thinks she's disgusting, and has potentially body dysmorphia, which from what I've learned with the research is like a thing that happens with people that were sexually assaulted. They think like they're gross, and every time, because in the game, like Angela looks like in the mirror, it's like, I look disgusting. It's like the ugly one. She says like things like that. It's like all very poignant, and also the whole imagery that you get with Angela when she goes up the burning staircase, saying this is how it always looks for me. It's like, damn, that's some tough shit, man.
Yeah.
And here they fucking use this imagery with everything on fire, and he walks up and it's nothing to do with Angela or anything.
Yep.
It's just fire.
This now fire is part of James's otherworld as well,
Yeah.
even though that was the whole thing with Angela's otherworld being fire, James's otherworld being water and mold and decay based around water, where hers is fire. And when he understands her, he sees her fire. But that's it. It's not his fire, but in this movie, it's his fire. So
It's all fucked. That's what it is. It's all fucked. And then when they showed the
There's-
fucking tombstone, I lost it. It's like, holy shit, that's so fucking funny.
yeah.
He then, I think he goes into her room and she sees Angela, quote unquote, but it's actually Mary. And this is where we see the what's the enemy called again? I forgot already. Sorry.
Abstract Daddy.
Abstract Daddy.
Yeah.
That's the second time in a row after the tombstone that I laughed loud because of the way it looked and the noise the thing makes. Because she puts up her skirt a little bit and you have like this chunky fingers and the fucking thing goes like oh. Like he's grabbing like a fat guy grabbing a burger. It's like oh. It's like, you can't do this. That's way too fucking funny. It's good. It's so funny. And then they show the full thing. It looks so fake. It's so rubbery and not flashy at all. So disappointing.
Yeah.
And he's like grabs her head. He's like, I'm sorry. I don't know.
They don't hold on it for too long.
Yeah.
Which I guess works in the favor of it not looking great. But like
I did
also it also
talk
makes it feel like the moment just comes and goes, where it's just like, okay, that's over. Just like the nurses, it's just like, okay, well that thing, oh, it's gone. Oh, here's the thing, oh, it's gone. Like a lot of things just seem to zip by in this movie.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they spend so much time dealing with stuff that isn't in the story, and then they condense the things which are in the story to the point that they're almost unintelligible.
Yeah. You could have turned the nurses or the abstract daddy into a whole set piece where they're running away from it or something. But instead, it's just like, oh, here's a quick few shots of the abstract daddy. Okay, moving on. And then the whole, like, I mean, combining all the characters into one character, like, it's just there's too much going on with this one person to, like, you just stop caring. It's just, oh, this is just dumb. Like, okay, so she was in a cult and she was abused, and like, they're packing too much into one person, whereas in the game it was spread across different characters. And then there was this idea of like, because in the game you had this person Angela was like a tormented soul like you who is also lured to the town and is dealing with her own shit. And then there was this cool idea of dealing with someone else's psychological manifestations that I liked, like people battling other people's monsters in this town. But I mean, they just did away with all that and just lumped it all into one person, and it just ends up being a mess.
Yep. Now we get to a scene where see, this is the one where I'm not sure if this is a thing that happened for realsies, because he has his beard here, but I'm actually not sure where this fits time-wise, if it actually is a real thing that happened. Because he goes to visit Mary, like he did in the game, I think. No, wait, in the game it's not real, because there she basically confronts him after she's dead. I know, I'm just confused as to what exactly they want to think here in the movie right now, right?
Yeah.
They make it like all sad. It's like, oh, I'm so weak. Oh, I'm gonna try to get some water. Can you help me get over there? And it's like, yeah, I get it. It's all very sad. She's sick. She got poisoned. And James says that, oh, I apologize. I should have never left. Should have stayed. He's like, there's nothing you could have done. I would have died anyway. I've been poisoned all my life. And he's like, oh, maybe I could have helped. And he goes a little back and forth. And she says that she was just trying to shield him from the cult. I was like, the fuck are you talking about? You let him live in the town.
You brought him back there.
Brought him back
when he
here.
offered to drive you somewhere else. She's the one that's like, no, we should go to the Lakeview Hotel. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Also, I think
why not just stick to the original plan of just getting the fuck out of there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, why?
You're driving to this town, and he says, "Where are you staying?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'll find a hostel or something. I don't really have a lot of money, but I just can't go back to that town where you picked me up." Like, I think he would understand that, even if he doesn't say, "Yeah, come home with me right away." That would probably eventually lead to him maybe helping you find a life outside of that town.
Yeah.
Right.
It's also incredibly lame that she basically is like not bad at all. Not like in the game where they kind of both are shit at each other because they can't comprehend the whole terminal illness. It's like the scene is presented, sure, tragic in itself. Someone is sick, hello, it looks very sad, blah blah blah. But as I said before, it's missing all the fucking sauce. The mystery, if James just killed her because he's annoyed, or if it's a mercy killing, or because it's for lashing out because of the condition. There's nothing with the sexual frustration of James, the feeling of having his life stripped away from him, and then also the whole part, Mary realizing that she is not going to get out of this alive, lashing out at him, flip-flopping back and forth between wanting to live, wanting to die. But then in the end, kind of understanding in this last letter she wrote to him, and by the way, also she wrote a letter to Laura, but that's not in this movie at all, where she says that she thinks she now looks disgusting and gross, and you know what, I still understand what was going on, I understand why you were angry, and I would still love you forever, as I think are the last words in that letter in the ending sequence, and just basically tells him to go on and live his life. But here we just have this weird fucking cult, and where she says she tried to shield him, and that's it. It's like, oh, that's ass. That sucks.
Yeah.
It's what a downgrade. What an absolute fucking downgrade.
And this whole movie seems to hinge on him seeking forgiveness or feeling that he needs to apologize for something, even though this is what she wanted. And it's like, what? I don't know what exactly he feels guilty about in the context of this movie.
It's just that he thinks he should have stayed because
fundamentally he killed his wife. Like, that's like, I can see how that would bother anybody, even if the wife did say, "Please just unplug me because I don't want to live this anymore." But like, the whole this thing hinging on an apology or forgiveness makes no fucking sense to me.
And here she's
sorry, I cut you off there.
Oh no, it's fine. It's just then here she just says, "Oh, just end me," basically, and then she suffocates him, which would be just a straight up mercy killing because she straight up asked for it.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not sure.
Wow, victim blaming.
I know, right?
So why is she portrayed in the movie as this vengeful creature if this is something that she wanted? Like, I don't, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's all very, very odd.
And the monster doesn't look good, by the way. She looks like some weird alien.
She has like this cicada wing thingy. She doesn't look fleshy or goopy here in a second when we go back to, I don't even know what plane of existence that is supposed to be at this point. Because if you ask me, we're like in a psychosis in a dream world going to a fake flashback or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit, what was I about to say? Quick, someone say something.
Movie bad. She also has a bunch of hands.
Oh yeah, she has like four
hands for some reason. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
these extra creepy. That wasn't. She didn't have those in the game, by the way. I'm pretty sure.
No,
I
she was just like
she was just a body in a bed. It was the bed itself that had like crab claws or
some weird tentacles that she went onto the ceiling and she just kind of went around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the fucking holy shit, my brain is fried. It was just back and then it just went away again. Holy shit. It's so over for me, dude.
So over.
Over even.
Yeah. Maybe it'll come to me in a second. But again, nothing about the cult. The cult is never mentioned after this, which is double funny because from what I understand, the normal Silent Hill is fine. They're just still around. I don't know what's next for them, if they're just still doing their stuff in Silent Hill or if they even branch out to other places. No idea. We make the cult like a big thing in the story, but then there's no resolution. Not even like a thing where it says the cult has been investigated, but they had too much influence, so they couldn't do anything against them, or something like that. There's absolutely nothing. Nothing at all.
It'll be in the next part of the trilogy. Rise of Silent Hill or Revenge of Silent Hill or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, at least in the 2006 film, there's a sense of satisfaction when everybody on the church gets owned.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, they had that coming. But in here, it's just like all the cult members, it's like, okay, I guess they all just got away with it.
No.
But then this is a completely alternate version of Silent Hill, I guess, that is habitable. You know, and that was like confusing.
Oh yeah, the
that
weird
was
thing
throwing me off the whole time because I didn't realize this was meant to be like an anthology of films.
Yeah.
Until after.
The in the game, I think the idea was, or it said somewhere, I'm not entirely sure, that James became the caretaker of Mary, and they were basically at home to that degree at some point, and that's where where he strangled her, right? While here it's now confusing because it looks like he goes to visit her somewhere and then kills her with the towel. I think it was just a towel. So if this is a real thing, does he know? No, wait, because after this he just carries her out from his Silent Hill world and drives into LA. See, I'm trying to make sense of this, but I can't because I don't know where we are on a universe level anymore. So they did
it was all a dream ending that's not in any of the Silent Hills, even though a lot of people interpret Silent Hill that way incorrectly. Mm-hmm. Then they do the in-water ending, which is like the bad ending of the game or the depressing ending of the game. And then they do the next thing.
The loop.
Yeah, then they do the loop. The loop is not the loop that is theorized to be a possibility of how the game functions. They do a loop to the beginning of the film where he's first meeting Mary. So it was super mega, like Wayne's World, mega happy ending where he just gets to try all over again from the beginning of their relationship.
Yeah, just to catch people up, they have the scene in, I don't know, hospital room, hospice room, whatever it is. They do their whole shenanigans we just talked about. She strangles her. We go back to the place where the fire was happening. There's no fire anymore, but there's the corpse that's in like sheets, wrapped in sheets, which he carries down to his Mustang, which is now here, but full of ash. And says like, I should have died there with you. For reasons I don't know why, because he didn't like.
This is everything.
He didn't murder her like he did in the game. This time she asked, which is like a completely different scenario. Because in the game he straight up just I'm gonna kill you, and then he rationalizes it by saying to himself, this was a mercy killing. But then realizing actually no, at the end I started to hate and despise you because you took away my life. Yada yada yada. We talked about this. And he puts him in the car and he drives into the lake all the way to the bottom. And this is like the in-water ending that Marc just referenced. But then, underwater, the fucking truck from the beginning comes driving. Underwater, we're still underwater. Comes driving, and we cut to the beginning of the movie where he sways away, drives over the fucking luggage. The bus comes back, he apologizes. And we just basically do the beginning and they drive off, and that's the end of the movie.
If that sounds to people listening that doesn't make any fucking sense, you're right. It doesn't. They're underwater, and the truck comes at them under the water. Like the truck is driving on the bottom of the lake, and it's driving towards them. It's so fucking dumb.
And the weird thing is,
possible Returnal reference.
He is now aware. God, that fucking story sucks. He is now aware that this is a loop, apparently, because like, oh look, this is Mary. He. At least that's what it looks like. Then I guess then you can watch the movie over and over and over again and can pretend this is all a loop. I don't know why you would want to watch this a second or a third time, but
I will never watch
so.
this film again.
No.
Actually, never again. Because I was about to say, unless we do another Silent Hill arc at some time and cover it, but we're covering it now, so we don't need to do that. Maybe we'll cover Revelation when the remake of 1 comes out.
Is there no Maria campaign in this? No, she got stabbed. She's done though. No dog ending.
They sort of imply that the Maria ending might have been an option, but it doesn't. They don't do anything with that.
Yeah. So
dude, the Sheba ending could have saved this movie if the Sheba showed up at the end.
The Rags ending.
Yeah, when in doubt, dogs. Also, JoJo's being very cute right now. Sadly, it's not a video podcast, but she's lying on her back and I'm rubbing her belly. Good girl, JoJo.
So yeah, this movie fails not only as an adaptation, but just as a movie by itself. Like, it's not even they change the source material to something that's good. They change the material to be something that's fucking horrifically bad.
Yeah, I wish I saved this and sent it to you, but I saw someone on Twitter right after Iron Lung came out, because this movie's actually been out for a little while, who said that, yeah, like, the Return to Silent Hill might not be great, but it's so much more watchable than Iron Lung. Like, it's an actual movie.
Why the fuck
then I
would you
saw
even
this,
say
and
that?
I'm like, are you insane? Like, are you actually insane? Because what the fuck?
Iron Lung is a really decent movie. I don't know how you would say this when you compare these two movies. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, like Iron Lung is longer, and it is probably a bit too long for what it's doing. But I was exponentially more entertained watching that movie than I was watching this one.
Oh yes, absolutely.
There's a couple things I want to mention here.
Sure.
Regarding the death scene, the smothering scene. There's a visual that I think is quite emblematic of the fundamental change here, compared to the game. That when I think she initially, the cloth is in James's hand, and I think she pulls it to her face, and then James presses down on her face, and then she clasps her other hand over top his hand and pushes it down. So like this is like a very firm visual establishing that she is taking sole agency away from him. Like, this is something that she firmly wants.
Right.
And that to me destroys the whole premise of the initial game. Where you're meant to question it, like, not only is it all on James, but you're meant to question his motives. But instead it takes the burden off him. But then the whole sort of goal of the film is him seeking forgiveness anyway. So, like, there's an incongruity there that just doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah.
The other thing is that I remember in the beginning when he veers off the road, when he's about to collide with that truck, it's a logging truck. And I remember thinking, oh, that's like Final Destination. And then at the end, they literally do fucking Final Destination. No. The whole thing is basically the fucking premonition device out of the Final Destination series, where you get a flash of everything that might happen if you were not to be privy to what the events of what are to follow. Like, all of a sudden he has that in his head, and then he all of a sudden realizes, oh, I don't want that to happen. I guess we'll just go away from Silent Hill this time.
Yeah.
It's like they literally did the Final Destination thing. And I'm just like, well, what? How is this? Why does James have these powers of premonition? Like, what is the point of this? Like, if you're doing a Final Destination movie, you just kind of go with it, where it's just like, okay, there's these series of characters across this series of movies where these guys have this inexplicable power to foresee the future, because that's like, you need that to, like, do the film, right? It's like you get a vision of what's going to happen, and then now you're at the moment just before it happens, and then they do something different, and then you've cheated death, and now death comes for you. Like, you need to do that in order to piss off death so he comes after you, and then the movie can happen. But in here, it's like what the fuck was the point of that? You know what I mean? Like it felt like it didn't fit at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
again, it felt like they were saying, okay, let's do some things that'll really like make Silent Hill fans be like, yeah, awesome. So we'll do the in water ending, but then we'll also make it the loop because loop theory is a big thing on Silent Hill 2 Reddits. And like
yeah.
they somehow did those things, but also made all of them infinitely less interesting and meaningful than they could be in any interpretation.
Right.
What a shit show. Yeah, this
It
sucks.
felt like a really
Don't watch
shit
it.
Final Destination movie by the end of it.
Also, one thing I noticed while watching this, if you played the game, of course, at the end you see Mary, and she looks like actually like kind of fucked up, missing some hair and everything. Here they have like the graceful "I'm about to die" look, like still full hair, still looks kind of
Right.
nice. It's like, oh, you don't look that sick, honestly.
Yeah. She's got movie disease where you just have
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
vague cough and you're
Oh.
bedridden,
I feel so bad.
but you still look pretty.
Oh, I can't grab
Little
the
dark
water.
shadow around the eye. Pretty much it, yeah.
It's McGregor's disease from Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah, don't watch this. This sucks. This was the other three here. They watched the movie before me. They gave me an indicator it's gonna be bad, but holy shit, this sucked. This was really bad.
Second I walked out of the theater, I sent Metal, just got out of the movie, what a colossal piece of shit, were my exact words.
Yeah.
This was one of the worst things I've seen in a while. Can't remember the last thing I went to see. Like not even just in theaters, just broadly, where I was just
Yeah.
like, "What a piece of shit."
No.
Yep, the like, oh god,
And-
actually,
and
it's tough for me to
shockingly
say
so,
I won't say
because I
Captain
liked-
America's better.
I
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
like Christoph Gans's other Silent Hill film.
Mhm.
So I was like, not only was it shit, but I was also like, "What the fuck happened? What did you lose your spark or your just like what the like were you not excited to make this movie? Like did
He's
you not have
entered
enough
his
money?
elder Ridley Scott era.
Oh no. It's over.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh man. Well, we've done it.
Yeah, play Silent Hill 2, the original. It's great. You can get through it in a weekend. It's like a 7-hour game. The remake is much longer, probably more expensive, and you may not have a PC that can run it halfway decent because it's not very well optimized.
No.
But the original, I think, is a better experience because it's not nearly as padded, and
Yeah,
you
the pacing
get
is
the
way better.
story much. Well, that's the thing, and I think the value of that is it's much easier to retain the story and be able to analyze how all the things connect together because you're not spending 3 hours trying to get through the hospital. Like, and so the like Brookhaven Hospital is about an hour and a half in this one. It's like a 4-hour segment of the remake. And I guess just what I'm trying to say is just play the original Silent Hill 2 to see this story. It is the way to do it. It's very, very good. And there's a lot to think about. You can be thinking about the Silent Hill 2 story for weeks after you finish it. You will not want to think about Return to Silent Hill
Fuck
for
no.
10 minutes after you finish
Yeah.
watching it. You'll want to never
Well-
think about it again.
I mean, that's a good point because I mean, to rub more salt in the wound as if we needed it. Like, I mean, not only was it shit, like, I mean, this is based on a game that is regarded as the GOAT of horror gaming, one of the GOATs, one of the GOATs of all time, and you fumbled it, man. Like, and so badly. It's not even that it's a mediocre crack at attempt or adapting Silent Hill 2. It's like it's terrible.
It's very bad.
Like, fuck you. There is so much potential here to make something that was fucking awesome. Because the original games are actually dope, including the remake. I like the original and the remake. I think they're both dope. They differ slightly. You know, the remake does some things better. The original does some things better. I feel, in my opinion, but you could make a dope ass movie if Christoph Gans was only more in tune of the thematic weight of the original work, which he should have been, frankly. if you're gonna take on a project like this, you should educate yourself and try to understand what the game was actually trying to say.
Yep.
And it seems like he just didn't have a grasp on it at all. And now we have this. Here we go. Here it is. The Silent Hill 2 film adaptation, and it sucks. So,
hooray.
thanks.
And like Max couldn't say for the entire show, but like he did have a really good point that like if they just hired a guy like him to be a consultant on like how the story should go, watch some of Max's videos on Silent Hill 2 and you'll understand that he wasn't even messing around with that. And
Yeah.
another good a guy who's made some really good Silent Hill 2 and 1 and I believe 3 actually videos is named Reinstall Paul. I was actually like trying to find his contact info through his YouTube to invite him to this too, but he does like a full-blown lecture series on them, and his analysis of Silent Hill 2 is pretty awesome to see. So there's people
Cool.
out there who understand Silent Hill 2, and I'm willing to bet they would, if not volunteer their time, work for very reasonable prices,
Yeah.
and would have resulted in a movie that would make far more money because everyone who loves Silent Hill 2 would be walking out of the movie like, you need to go see this. It's so good. Like everyone they know who has never played a game and won't play a game, but say, hey, you want to see a good story that is like a video game story? This is one of the great ones. And instead, you made one of the worst horror films I've ever seen.
Also looks goofy, especially this beard.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
God damn.
Oh, dude. Like, I mean, you need some, the top line of the beard is too clean. You need some like scraggly hairs like on the top. Or better yet, grow out an actual fucking beard and then shoot that first, get him to shave, and then shoot the rest of it.
Ridiculous.
Actors
like
do
say,
that.
hey,
It's been
in a
known to
month,
happen.
we're gonna call you back in a month to do a reshoot in the apartment in the studio with all the paintings, but just grow a beard for it. Here's
Yep.
an extra $1,000 to grow a beard out for a month.
Yep. Actors do that. They grow their beards out naturally as opposed to getting a prosthetic beard.
Mm-hmm. And if you're gonna do a prosthetic beard, just like have someone focus on making it look good.
Yeah. Right.
I'm sure you had a hair and makeup department, and I'm sure they could have done a better job than this.
Yeah, yeah.
As a beard owner, I was offended.
As you should be. I think we got one super chat here from Slumpy. Thank you very much for buckaroonies. So is this a worse relationship story than the one in the Crow remake? I don't know anything about the Crow, so maybe?
I did not watch the Crow remake, but Metal, I did send you a screen cap of something that I found out through the online chatter of Silent Hill, Return to Silent Hill.
Oh, same writer.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
okay.
Christoph Ganz's Crow writer has his most recent credit prior to Return to Silent Hill happened to be the Crow remake.
Oh.
I heard that was awful.
Well.
Yep, I saw the trailer and that was enough for me. I love The Crow. It's a great movie, and I did not want to see that remake.
It's been ages since I saw the original. I remember it being pretty good.
It's great.
I should watch it
love
again.
It's got one of the best soundtracks ever, too.
Cool. I'm gonna check that out.
Well, well. Well, I guess we're done
Rest
here
in
for
peace,
today.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah. Well, you already heard Max Derrat's stuff is down below. He's got a bunch of different videos about Silent Hill and some video games out there you should check out.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff.
If you're a video game or a Silent Hill fan, don't feel inclined to go see this movie just cause.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's Silent Hill. No, it's not worth it, dude. It sucks.
No.
Yeah, even if it comes to a streaming service you're subscribed to, I'm hesitant to even say out of curiosity you should waste the hour and a half watching it. It is not worth your time. Never mind money.
Absolutely isn't. It's pretty shite. But hey, John, thanks for joining us as always. Tell the people what you're
no
up
problem.
to. What's going on?
Just streaming Resident Evil. I'm joking about my show is now the Resident Evil show because of the streaming Resident Evil games for. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then remake 1, 2, 3, and I'm on. I just finished 4,
Oh boy, nice.
and now I think we're gonna finish off 6 because I stopped playing it because it sucked. But I think I'm gonna go back.
Metal and I
I'm gonna go
played
back
six
to it.
on the show a couple weeks ago. We
Yeah.
played co-op.
Oh, like co-op?
Resident Evil 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game is fucking insane. I have no clue what the fuck is going on. It's kind of perfect to just play while we talk about stuff on the show. But man,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, they got into a vehicle. Well, that vehicle is going to explode in about 5 seconds, and it flips over and explodes.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
vehicles
rough.
are more dangerous than the zombies in Resident Evil 6. You'd never get
Yeah.
into a car.
Yeah. I've heard it's a lot more tolerable in co-op, so
I mean,
I'm
it's
envious.
funny,
That's
I
cool.
guess.
That was really funny, yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go back to that, finish that off, and then I'm gonna play Requiem when it comes out. So I'll look forward to talking to you guys about that if
Hell yeah.
the offer's still open.
No.
Yeah, 100%. And for people marking off their calendars for Forge topics, we're shooting for March 15th. If the game ends up being longer than we expect, then maybe we might push it back a week. But
Yeah.
2 weeks after Resident Evil 9 comes out, we will be doing a Forge on it, ideally.
Exactly.
Hi, Jojo. Hi, Rocky.
But yeah, of course.
I put out another Arby in the Chafe, a Christmas special that was super late. It was like January 20 something that I put it out, and I got another one written, and I'm in production on it right now. So I'll probably get that out sometime this month.
Hey, you could also look at it as your Christmas special is like 11 months early. So
That's true. Some people have said that. Wow, 11 months early. Jon spoils us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some people have said
That's
that.
some early Jon tent right there. That's good stuff.
Jon Tent.
Jon Tent, yeah. I heard a new term yesterday when I was streaming, Jon Entertainment.
Ooh.
Ah, there we go.
Nice. But yeah, link down below, of course. Go check it out if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Mark, you got something going on?
Nah, pretty much just doing Forge stuff. I've got quite a bit of things going on in my real life that I have to sort out, but hopefully within the next couple months I'll be able to relax a bit. But
Cool.
yeah, no, just making sure that I'm always prepared for Forges, which is why I've been playing Alan Wake 2, because I want to get that and a replay of Control done before Control Resonant comes out, because there's a lot going on in those stories and how they connect. And my luck, though, we'll play Control Resonant and it'll just have like barely anything to do with either of those games. But yeah, I guess the work I've been doing is just being prepared for Forge. Although I did participate in a play test for a game called Better Than Dead, which is like a body cam first person shooter that's kind of like a John Woo style thing. But it's neat. Very short levels, lots of you die quickly and you can kill quickly, but things like aiming isn't spot on, but it's kind of not supposed to be, because if you do things like shoot an innocent person in one of these like crazy Hong Kong action scenarios, you'll get stressed out and that'll make your hand shake more, because you're not supposed to be like a hardcore soldier. But there's like bullet time mechanics and stuff, and it's still a work in progress. It's, I think, version 0.13. But yeah, if you check it, Monte Gallo, Montegalllo is the dev, and if you follow him on Twitter, I think you can get in the Discord. And if you want to try the playtest, he's pretty open to letting people do it. So yeah, I guess that's another thing outside of Forge stuff I've been doing just for fun.
Cool.
That's cool.
Nice.
I was thinking, like, was that the John Cusack movie? I was like, no, that's Better Off Dead. Better Than Dead is the it's what you're it's like a different thing. I never heard of that. I'll check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I could I got some footage of it. I could send you the link of the stuff I captured. But yeah.
Oh, please do.
the
Yeah,
guys
I
some
would
notes,
be happy to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave the guy some notes, so if some of my changes that I suggested are implemented, hey, I just made a video game better. Hooray.
Woo.
Cool.
But yes, I'm not loving Alan Wake 2 for the Alex is like Alan Wake 2. It's I finished, though. I got to, like, his Metal's played it, so I think he'll have the context. I got to when the old gods of Asgard are playing at the beach, and I never switched to Alan because I just wanted to get the Saga stuff out of the way. So the next thing I have to do is like the Alan stuff. And I also, in the middle of the game, you can play the DLC, and I did the DLC as well. So
I still haven't played it, but I
towards
remember people either saying it was amazing or absolute dog shit.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this has got to be somewhere in between, right?
No.
But maybe it is really dog shit.
It's
I
really,
don't know.
Trust me.
I mean, I'll say that like I don't like it, and I'm really bothered while playing it a lot of the time. But I think I see the things that the people who think it's a masterpiece latch onto and use it to justify their position. I don't agree, but I think I can see how they got there because there's a lot of really like artsy fartsy things they do as far as like how they present stuff, and I could see certain people being extremely impressed with that, and then not caring about how the game actually plays or is designed. But
Right.
yeah, I overall though I don't recommend it. But I also think that because of how closely, especially Alan Wake 2, not so much Alan Wake 1, connects to Control, I felt like I needed to have this in my brain to properly talk about the new Control game. Otherwise, if I shit on Alan Wake because I played a bit of it a year ago and didn't like it, and don't know the context and the story and the connections, then it'll just put me in a bad position for arguing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Fair enough.
that's
Yeah.
why I'm doing this. But
It's
I'm almost done.
respectable. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do the research.
Well, as for me, I'll play more Dustborn next week. Yay.
There you go.
I started.
Dustborn or
Nice.
Alan Wake 2? What would you rather take with you to a desert island?
Oh God, can I just? Is there a kill myself option?
No. See, the
Honestly,
puppies were upset about
it'll
that.
probably be Alan Wake 2 because Dustborn 2 is just a lot of walking and talking, and then the little bit of combat I've done so far has been fucking awful and boring. Dustborn is gonna be a chore, even more than Forspoken. That's gonna be rough. And I've only done
I
one
think I'm
stream so far.
confusing. I think I'm confusing Concord and Dustborn in my head. Which one is Dustborn?
Dustborn is
The adventure game,
Yeah.
like the kind of
Okay.
Life is Strange style one.
It's the
But,
game where where gaslighting is one of the powers of your characters, and you can trigger people to do things.
Okay.
That's not a joke.
Wolf
That's
sent-
what it's called.
a while ago, Wolf sent me a clip of it because he's like, Dustborn is actually pretty hilarious. Check this out. And it's just the girl is in a cafe or like a diner, and there's two cops there that say something pretty innocuous. And then you hit a button and she's just like, "You're racist."
Yeah. That sounds like something in the game for sure.
Nice.
So yeah, that'll be fun for chat when I go back there. I did my first stream on my birthday. Yeah, I know, I'm insane. So, hooray!
Happy birthday, Metal.
Happy birthday, man.
Thanks. But yeah, I'll go back to that, and then we'll do Forge next week. We were thinking of doing Terminator next week, but that doesn't work out with the date, so we'll figure something out for next week.
Yeah, we are working on getting the mid Terminator duology covered relatively soon, though. So Terminator 3 and Salvation, the ones that are bad but not horrendously insulting, and then we'll do Genesis and Dark Fate at some other time.
Yay!
We will cover them. Just we need to prep.
Yep. Well, there you have it. That's what's going on. But with that, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for super chats. Appreciate it as always. And
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be back
Thanks,
soon.
guys. Thanks, chat.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.